YouTube. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. As you can see, Queen Booger is taking a nap behind me on the bed. I wanted to sit down and react to Chantal's newest live, where she went to Chuck E. Cheese. I will forewarn you, though, I'm not going to be nice to her. No. So, for those of you that like Spicy Rose, oh, she's going to be out today. And for good reason. For real good reason. Because I got a lot to say about her trip to Chuck E. Cheese. Oh my God, I'm so angry. I can't believe she actually did it. But why am I surprised? I shouldn't be surprised. So let's go back a little bit. Chantal did a live stream and she did a goal to go to Chuck E. Cheese. She proposed the idea to her chat, and a lot of people in her chat were against the idea. They said going to Chuck E. Cheese would be creepy. Also, there was the concern about children being there, putting children on camera. So some of her beezers were against the idea and said so. So because people were telling her no, that made Chantal want to do it more. And what happened today? She went to Chuck E. Cheese. There weren't many people in the Chuck E. Cheese, but yes, there were children. There were a few. I guess they decided to go during the afternoon when it wouldn't be busy, but there were still children there. I've got so much to say on it. Oh, I'm holding my tongue as we speak. Not happy. I'm not happy. I can't believe she actually did it. It doesn't make any sense to go to Chuck E. Cheese if you don't have a family. Can two adults go in without kids and have a pizza? Yeah. But if you're a YouTuber and you're turning on your camera, should you? No, especially if there are children in the building. You absolutely should not. And even if people paid a super chat goal of $50 to go to Chuck E. Cheese, you as the YouTuber, you can always go back to your viewers and say, you know what, guys, thinking about it, I know you paid for this super chat goal, but for the safety of the children, just to make sure that I put none on camera and put them at risk, I'm going to go somewhere else. I think that would be a better idea. I don't think anybody in her chat would have gotten mad at her if she had done that. They would have understood and maybe even respected her decision. But no, she had to go to Chuck E. Cheese. So I have a question for Chantal. Were you going to Chuck E. Cheese because you've got some weirdo perverts in your audience, some sickos, some PDF files that offline they paid you to go to Chuck E. Cheese because it played into their interests and their fetishes? I think they did. I think you got some extra income and support to go to Chuck E. Cheese. I think it's absolutely sick, y'all, that for $50, and not even $50 that she's getting in hand immediately, because super chats, the money you earn on YouTube, you don't see it until the following month. But for less than $50, you're going to go to Chuck E. Cheese and put little ones at risk. You're showing the perverts there are kids at Chuck E. Cheese, and you're going to put them on camera. I'm so uncomfortable with that. It's so icky. As you can imagine, there's a lot of people in girl world that are not happy with Chantal. Not happy at all. And making their opinions known on Twitter and on YouTube, excuse me. And there's comments all over Twitter. There's comments all over YouTube. People have done their live streams today, and I'm certainly going to have my comments. I'm not going to be nice to her today. She doesn't deserve my nice. Spicy Rose is going to be out, all the way out. So just warning you guys, I might use some bad language here and there, but I'm going to get spicy. Yeah. So I'll tell y'all what. Let's get into the Twitter peeps, and I can show you guys what the rest of Girl World is saying. And then we'll get into the live stream, and we're going to cut it down by a lot because the live stream itself went on for 5.5 hours. And then we'll just call it a day. So let's do this thing. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps. For those of you that are on Twitter, you can join me on Twitter. But for those of you that are not on Twitter, that's why I do the Twitter peeps. You guys can keep up with all the goings on with Twitter and Girl World without actually being there. You know, you can see what's going on. So let me just go ahead and share the screen and we can jump right into it. All right, so for those of you that are on Twitter, you want to follow me there. There's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. First tweet is from Sarah saying, "This is exactly why I'm appalled by it. My belief is that she was paid to specifically go to Chuck E. Cheese. And when you are being paid to sate a fetish and involve little ones, it crosses all the lines." Yes, it does. It's bad enough that she's a YouTuber and she's doing adult fetish content on YouTube. But to do it at Chuck E. Cheese and to do it with young ones around, which might make some PDF files in her audience happy. That's what they want to see. They're sick in the head. They're perverts. And you're going to expose innocent little ones to that? That's just so gross. I mean, growing up, Chuck E. Cheese, what's the tagline for Chuck E. Cheese? Where a kid can be a kid. It's a place where children should be able to go and have a good time. Oh, and by the way, y'all, that trip to Chuck E. Cheese, you're not going to believe this. When Chantal walked in, she asked them to turn off the music because that would interfere in her monetization. So she walked in and she wanted everybody and everything in Chuck E. Cheese to cater to the fact that she was a YouTuber. So the place is supposed to be catering for fun for kids. She's not a kid. She's a 41-year-old freaking YouTuber doing adult fetish content. And any place she goes to, she expects them to cater to her. So turn off the music, Chuck E. Cheese. I'm a YouTuber, and if you guys play music, I can't monetize my live, even though I was paid beforehand to come here. I'm already getting compensation. Turn off the music and turn down the enjoyment for those who might come here, just because I said so. Florida Salt and Sass says that entitled person filmed paid Foodie fetish content in a children's pizza arcade. As a parent, I have to admit I'm struggling with this a bit. It makes me angry and it gives me the ick. It gives me all the way the ick, Florida Salt and Sass. It's very icky. There's so many other places she could have gone. So many other places. She didn't have to go to Chuck E. Cheese, which is made for kids. It's for kids to go play video games, play pinball machines, play skee ball, play air hockey, have a good time, run around, make some noise. That was another thing, y'all. During her visit, of course, there was a family that came in and the kids were being kids. They were playing some games and Chantal was giving them the stink eye and getting an attitude because they were playing the games and the games were loud in the background. So she was getting an attitude because that wouldn't be quiet. They're not supposed to be quiet at Chuck E. Cheese. It's Chuck E. Cheese, not a library, Chantal. But of course, Chantal being an entitled brat, everybody cater to her. You know, I walk in, and as long as I'm here and I'm filming, you got to cater to me. Florida Salt and Sass says, the more I think about this, the worse it gets. Chantal has knowingly had both convicted and accused PDF files in her chats, defended them, defended those once they got out of jail, etc. And she's filming her content in a children's arcade. What the actual F? Yeah, about that. Let's talk about that a minute. Who has she defended openly on YouTube that they are PDF files? Let's see. Let's go over the list because there is a list. Karate Joe was one. Karate Joe was a convicted PDF file, went to jail for it. She called him her internet husband. He had her phone number. He talked to her on the personal. He was also a Foodie. She defended him. When he went to jail, she defended him, saying, "Oh, he went to jail and he served his time. That should be enough." She also was buddy-buddy with Dragon Lord Frodo and Cyrax, just to name a few. Yeah, yeah, she's got some very interesting friends, does Chantal. Very interesting friends. She keeps very close company with interesting people. So, anybody surprised she's doing this kind of content? And she has no problem doing adult fetish content in a children's arcade. Makes you wonder who the heck she's talking to in the background and what their fetishes are and what their intentions are. Eyelash says, "Girl, you're big from every angle." So this is from the live stream because they had to go, like there's Chuck E. Cheese in the background. Let's watch the clip.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Soft.
Okay, this may sound like fat shaming, but this is just me giving an honest opinion. Because I'm not hateful to people of a bigger size. I am just speaking to Chantal. Chantal, you're 5 feet tall. Your average weight should be between 100, maybe 120 pounds. That'd be a healthy weight for you. You're well over 500. Girl, if you have to grab onto something to sit down and then plop yourself down, it is time to seek help. You have gone way too far and your body is struggling. It's struggling hard. It is time to stop this nonsense. It is time to get a plane ticket and go home to Canada and check into some inpatient facility. Stat. If you're so big you can hardly move, it is time to change things.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
And nobody can tell me that Salah went with her to film her like this for the feedies. This was for the feedies. This is the stuff they want to see. They want to see full body angles. They want to see how big she is and how big she's getting. This is what turns them on. This is strictly for them. This is not for the regular viewers. This is simply like an infomercial. This is an advertisement for the feedy fetish people. Anymore, Chantal's YouTube channel is simply a portal to get in front of those people and say, "Hi, I'm Foodie Beauty. This is how big I am. This is how much food I eat." If you want to see me do some really spicy stuff, contact me on Instagram or Cameo. Let's talk. I'll do some private content for you. That's where the majority of her money is made these days, not YouTube. That's why she doesn't care about her story arcs on YouTube anymore or her content. That's why she's not bothering to make them interesting. She's making a good amount of money off of YouTube. YouTube is just the portal to get in front of people to find more feedies to pay for more content. But this is for them. My goodness, Chantal. Holy moly, macaroni and cheese. Ma'am.
I'm fat from the side.
Soft.
Girl, you keep going with yourself, you're going to be bedbound. And I am not even being mean saying that. I am not being mean and hateful saying that. You keep going, you're going to be bedbound. And no one is going to take care of you. And you're going to need people to take care of you. And you don't have the money to pay for professional medical care, equipment, a space to put your bed, to put your medical equipment. You're not going to be able to pay for full-time caretakers. Like, I don't know what kind of life you think that being bedridden is. I don't know if you're fantasizing of laying in bed all day and people just wait on you. It's not the picnic that you think it is. And I'm sure there's lots of people that are bedridden. They will give anything if they could get out of bed and be more mobile. And yet you are literally giving up your mobility for what? For a bunch of people you don't even know, that don't care about you, that if you become bedbound or in a hospital, they're not going to be there to hold your hand or be your nurses. You're giving up your mobility and your health and your life for a bunch of strangers and for money. That's it. You're giving up all that stuff for nothing. Nothing at all. Ugh, you're so stupid. Kristen says, screenshot. I see the resemblance. I see the resemblance. She does look like an overgrown tick. I've said that. To me, she looks like an overgrown tick. Chantal, if you've gotten to the point with your size that you can't even sit in regular chairs, you have to sit on sectionals, again, it is time to seek help. You're going too far. You're doing too much. All right. So DX, wonderful DX on Twitter, is giving us the text recap of what happened during the live. So let's just go through it. DX says, recapping Chantal and Salah going to Chuck E. Cheese. They begin in the car. Chantal says, hopefully there is not a lot of kids there so she can film. Salah is already in a crappy mood, and they're not even hiding that they're reading chat and driving. Oh, distracted driving. Fantastic. Just the thing you want to do when there are other people on the road. They've been driving for 15 minutes, but it's incredibly painful. She begins having mic issues. They start snapping at each other. Salah is incredibly sarcastic and hostile to chat. Chantal mutes for a bit. They both seem very negative and cross afterwards. I wonder if it's because Salah doesn't want anything to do with Chantal. Like she nagged him and nagged him and nagged him to take her to Chuck E. Cheese, and he didn't want to. So he was already in a mood before they even began the trip. Chantal gets irritated. He gets irritated with the chat, asking why she is choosing to film where there will likely be children. Salah explains how paid parking works. Chantal seems shocked at the concept. She complains worriedly about having to walk too far to the entrance. Oh, so the princess wants to be dropped at the door of Chuck E. Cheese and she doesn't want to walk. Oh. Oh, the horror of it all, having to walk a short distance. Chantal becomes increasingly alarmed at having to walk downstairs. She's being loud, acting insane, and huffing like she's dying. Well, she didn't mind eating all that food. She didn't mind gaining all that weight. She knew what it would lead to. So if she has to deal with the physical discomfort, well, that was a choice. Is it not? Is it not a choice? When you knowingly do something to yourself, knowing the consequences, and then when the consequences show up and you have to deal with them and it's painful, you got a choice at that point. Either stop doing what you're doing and lessen the pain, or keep going on the path that you're on and experience more pain. And she's making the choice to keep going. So it's all on her. After showing us around the Chuck E. Cheese for a bit, she realizes there is music playing and mutes a stream. Horrendous quality and silence. After a brief period of silence, Salah returns, saying that he asked the employees to turn off the music. Unbelievable. So Chantal's not even thinking about the enjoyment and the fun of other people, especially the kids. All she cares about is turning an entire Chuck E. Cheese into her private recording studio, and everybody has to cater to her. She hates kids. She does. She hates kids, yet you're going to go somewhere where there are kids, and you don't care if you're cutting down on their fun. Getting mad at the machines playing music, she gets angry at how small the cups are. One family coming, Salah warns. Chantal glares over at them angrily, wincing uncomfortably. Hey, they're kids. They should be there, Chantal. You shouldn't have gone there. It Chuck E. Cheese is for kids, not for overgrown toddlers. Chantal asked for a drink twice, asking if the waiters bring them some or if Salah should go get them. He ignores her and shows us the arcade. When he returns, she glares at him, telling him to go get a drink with lots of ice, complaining about the games being small. Well, that's because they're made for kids, you dum dum. Chuck E. Cheese was designed to let kids have fun. So it's all about the kids having fun. Even if there had been games for adults, she wouldn't have played. Even if there were games that she could have played, she wouldn't have gotten out of that booth. She wouldn't have played games. She didn't want to have fun. She went there to eat, and it catered to her Foodie PDF file clients. So games didn't matter. It's not what she went there for. The pizza arrives and they begin to feed. Children run around in the background. The background is full of blaring alarms and loud games. Chantal is incredibly uncomfortable. Salah is angry at chat, calling people psychopaths and saying he wants to leave. Why are people psychopaths? Could it be because people in the chat were saying, Chantal, you shouldn't be there. Don't film the kids. They're psychopaths for saying that? No, they're not psychopaths. They're simply saying, you're putting kids in danger. Don't show them on camera. That's not being psychopathic. That is being careful of other people's kids. After repeating he thinks they should talk outside several times, trying to convince her to walk, her trying to ask if he appreciates her, she finally relents and we begin walking. It's going to be heavy breathing, she nags. Filming around a crowded Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, Lord. They finally get out of the Chuck E. Cheese and start wandering around the mall. They wander for less than 5 minutes and then Chantal needs to sit. She asks Salah to mute the mic and then immediately leave and walk to the parking structure. Boy, she sounded like she was a bunch of fun. Like she was the most fun date. And she wonders why Salah leaves her at home and goes and does his thing. Chantal, you're incredible to me. You decided that you want to be with a much younger man, an active man, someone who wants to go out and hang out with people and do things. You wanted this man, someone who wants a social life, and yet you're very antisocial. And you're over there talking about traveling and doing things with this man. At the same time, you don't want to do things with him. You don't want a husband. You don't want a boyfriend. You want a paid-for servant. You want someone to be around to, I don't know, wipe your butt or go get your food or fetch your food and get on camera. You don't want a partner. You want a servant. You want an employee. It doesn't sound like much fun to me. Chantal's lazy butt throws herself in the front seat, huffing desperately. Driving for a long time, Salah is honking. She's in a horrendous mood, being a butthole. They're going to get coffee. Salah goes in to get coffee. He illegally parks behind a bunch of people. She yells at him for not being able to open the door. Then she gets mad about the size of the coffee. Oh my God, she screams, mad about the coffee. Wow, she sounds like a nightmare. She sounds like an absolute nightmare. They're muting constantly, and every time they unmute, they sound like they hate each other. Oh, that's because they're probably yelling at each other. Calling her a lost cause, calling her a lost case. She complains about feeling car sick, and he screams at her, what? You're not on a boat. She's being annoying as F. I don't think she was nauseous. I think she had to go to the bathroom. Chantal was at Chuck E. Cheese. She ate a pizza. That gives her instant diarrhea because she has no gallbladder. And yet she's not smart enough, knowing her condition, that she's going to hang out at Chuck E. Cheese and use that bathroom before she leaves. I don't know why. Why she doesn't go somewhere and use the bathroom before she gets back in the car, but she did. Salah is violently honking at people, honking every few minutes as he races home. Chantal asks over and over again whether they're going home, complains why the lights are taking so long, and asks if they're almost there. He's mad. Finally, 3 hours into the stream, we get back home. She's complaining about heat exhaustion, making her irritated and aggravated. Crinkling cellophane. Let's have a bit of dessert. Yeah, so that happened. So they were at Chuck E. Cheese. She ate a pizza and she wanted to eat that pizza. She was saying that she was nauseous, but yet when she got home, she proceeded to eat very heavy dessert. So make that make sense. Your tummy's upset, but you're going to eat a lot of dessert. Okay. OMG, I had no idea it could get more boring, but this is insane. She's blowing her nose, complaining about kids and Chuck E. Cheese playing games. I'm not complaining because I know it's a kid's place, but too many kids for me. Then stay out. If you don't like kids, don't go where kids are going to be. This is so easy. You shouldn't be going there anyway, you creepo. Stay away from the kids. All right, let's move on to something different. Courtesy of Bad Seed. Foodie Beauty, her cheese addiction explained. Huh. Let's look at the information. Origin. Casomorphins are created when the protein casein in dairy products is broken down during digestion. Opiate-like effect. They can bind to opiate receptors in the brain, similar to morphine and other opioids. Dopamine release. This binding can trigger a release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward, leading to cravings. Potential for addiction. While the exact impact on addiction is debated, the presence of casomorphins in dairy products has led to discussions about the potential for food addiction. Examples: cheese and milk are primary sources of casomorphins, and their high concentration of casein can contribute to the strong cravings associated with these foods. Huh. Well, you learn something new every day. I did not know that dairy products can be addictive, but I guess they can be. And thank you for that, Bad Seed. That's some interesting information. Hectic Llama says Foodie and Salah going to Chuck E. Cheese and then complaining about the kids are annoying. It's just next level. Yeah, it is. And I'm going to go on record as saying this. You know what, Chantal? I hope you get reported for that. You've been in Kuwait for what, 3 years? You've broken many laws. You've gone too far. You've gone to many places where there are kids. You have filmed children in the past, sitting in front of a playground. Now you're going to Chuck E. Cheese. Who exactly are you catering to? I know that you're catering to the feedies, without a doubt, 1,000,000%. Are you also catering to the PDF file guys in your audience? Is that what you're doing? Are you getting paid extra for that? Because that is sick. If you are, that is sick. Okay, there are all kinds of ways to make money. All kinds of ways. And if you have your YouTube channel, if you have Cameo, if you're doing the feeding request offline and you got 5 or 6 merch stores, girl, you got multiple streams of income. You don't have to cater to those people too. You just don't. You just don't. You can make money without putting the little ones in danger. You hear me? Find another way. I hope you get reported. And I hope you get that phone call where they tell you got 48 hours to go back home or else you're going to jail. And that will be that for Kuwait. I hope you do. You know, like if you're putting other people's kids in danger, it's time to leave Kuwait. You hear me? It is time to go home. Foop Olympics says, so excited about some unlimited refills on soda at the Chuck E. Cheese. These people are bankrupt. Let's listen.
What drinks you want?
Diet Coke. It's unlimited refills. We can't
What?
keep it? Those are drinks.
What the unlimited?
You can have as many soda as you want.
Oh.
Wow. So all excited because she gets free sugar water. Diabetes who? Girl, next thing you know, you're going to be taking all the napkins and all the sugar packets and putting the ketchup bottles in your purse and going to the bathroom and like putting the toilet paper rolls in your purse. You're going to do that too. You're going to go to different businesses and like stock up on all the free stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if you did. Tat Von B says, holy crap. What the F was Salah doing with the selfie? Chantal kept coming in close and he kept walking away. Why does she have to do that? Why does she have to act weird? She's posing for a selfie. What is this? Are you voguing? What is this? I don't why does she have to act awkward like that? Just be normal. Be normal. What is the matter with you? Good grief. Unbelievably annoying cat voice says Foodie Beauty seriously just had Chuck E. Cheese turn off the music so she could monetize her video. Yeah, she did. She did that. And then I went off on Foodie earlier. I said, Foodie Beauty, shut off the music and Chuck E. Cheese because I'm a YouTuber. F you, Foodie. You shouldn't be doing fetish content there. It's a place for kids and fun. Get out. I said what I said. What else we got here? I also said, so Foodie Beauty is on her way to Chuck E. Cheese after her chat told her not to go there because it's creepy to film kids. Not to mention against the law. F around, Foodie, find out. Yeah, it is against the law in Kuwait to film people without their consent, especially children. She's effing around and she might find out. She might seriously find out. And Chantal's rolling on the thought that what's the most they're going to do with me? They're going to deport me? Like, she doesn't feel scared being in Kuwait. She thinks the most they're going to do to her is tell her to go back to Canada. Well, what if they don't? What if they don't, Chantal? What if they decide to put you in jail? That what you've done is a jailable offense. What are you going to do then? Like, you're banking on the fact that I've been here this long and I haven't gotten in trouble yet. And I've broken all kinds of laws. All it takes is one time. One. What did I tell you, Chantal? You can get away with some things some of the time, but not everything all of the time. You mess up once, you get caught, you're done. If I were you, I'd be getting my butt on a plane and coming home. Just in case. Just in case. I wouldn't be banking on the fact that you're arrogant and you're bratty and you're thinking, oh, they can't find me. I'm hiding. They can't find me and nanny boo-boo. But what if they do, though? What if they do? What's she going to do then? You're going to cry and say, I didn't know, I didn't know. They're not going to care. They are not going to care. They're going to look at your passport and they're going to see that you've been back and forth to Kuwait over the last 3 years. And they're going to say to you, lady, you've been in this country long enough that you should have studied up on the laws. That's all on you. That was your responsibility. All right, so that's it for the Twitter catch up. We're going to get into the live stream, and I'm telling you, I'm going to go all the way off on her. I don't even care. So we're starting like 31 minutes in. They were driving there. We're going to cut this down by a lot. A lot. We're not doing a 6-hour react today, ladies and gentlemen. There's no reason to do that. And I'm certainly not going to show the little ones here if I can help it. We're going to get past that. Unlike Chantal, I respect other people's kids. I do. You know, it's Chantal, why did you do this? You didn't have to. Even if you had a chat goal, you're going to Chuck E. Cheese, people would have respected if you said, I thought about it. It's too risky for the little ones. I don't want to do it. I'll take y'all somewhere else. We'll make it worth your while. We'll go somewhere better. People would have understood. People would have understood. It doesn't make any sense to go to Chuck E. Cheese and you're filming. And what are you filming? You're sitting at a table. You're eating a pizza. You could do that anywhere without putting other people's kids at risk. There are sickos in the world. What are you showing them? Where to find the kids? Like, oh, like if there are kids running around, come here. What are you showing them? You're, you know what? I'll shut up. I could go off all day about this. I'll shut up. Let's get into it.
I'm going in. It's hot. Huh? I have mine. Hold on. They say they can hear you.
Yeah, when I get close to you only. Yeah, you have it, right? Oh, but mine is there. You bring it?
This whole stream was a mess. I just want to let y'all know that. This whole stream was a mess. 5 hours and 30 minutes of a mess. Like the audio kept cutting out, the video kept cutting out. There were multiple times during the stream where she would mute the stream to talk to Salah privately, turning the camera away. It was a mess. It was so unprofessional. So unprofessional.
No, you had it. You didn't give it to me.
Like you could tell the whole time these two were on edge. Neither one of them was in a good mood. And the crazy thing is that going to Chuck E. Cheese was Foodie's idea. She came up with that. That was the chat goal. $50, I'll go to Chuck E. Cheese. Her idea. She proposed this. I don't know why, but she did. So she was in a bad mood over an idea that she put on the table. And clearly, Salah did not want to do it. He was in a real bad mood. I suspect he doesn't want to spend time around Chantal anymore. And I don't know what she said behind the scenes to convince him to do this, but clearly he did not want to do it. And Salah, I know Chantal's a lost cause, bro. She hates kids. She always has. She doesn't like kids. She's an overgrown toddler. She hates kids. I suspect because she's an overgrown toddler and she doesn't like actual children and the fact that they're young and they'll get more attention than she gets. She's jealous of actual kids because even though she's 41 years old, she wishes she could be a kid again and have somebody else take care of her and responsibilities. But she's an adult now and she's got to take care of herself. Although she latches onto somebody like a tick, looking for a host, and tries to get someone else to take care of things, becoming a burden. But I want to talk to you, Salah. Sir, don't you have a family? Do you not have a family? Are there not young children somewhere in your family, whether your sister or your aunt or someone has kids? What made you think this was a good idea? To take her to Chuck E. Cheese, where she was broadcasting, and there are other people's kids running around. What if those kids were your family members? What if those kids were your sister's kids, your aunt's kids, your brothers? What if those were your family members? Would you be comfortable with some strange YouTuber showing them on a channel? Would you be okay with that? Would you feel safe knowing that their faces were being broadcast all over a platform and there's all kinds of strangers out there? You're okay with that? I don't think you'd be okay with that. So what makes it okay for her to do that to other people's kids? What the F is wrong with you? There's too many sexual deviants in the world. Sick pieces of crap. They don't need to know where the kids are. They don't need any help. They don't need to know the locations of where the Chuck E. Cheese is or a children's arcade or that there's kids at a zoo. They don't need to know that. Puts her safety at risk. And yet you took her there. and you knew that there were kids in the building and you didn't tell her to turn that camera off? You didn't look at her and say, let's go. I don't feel comfortable. Let's go. No. For what? For what? 50 bucks? For $50, she's going to put other people's kids at risk. Unbelievable.
Hey guys. I'm going in, it's hot as hell. Parking garage. It's free, not free, I don't know.
And I know why Chantal did this, not only because somebody paid her to do this, or maybe more than a few people paid her to do this. I feel she got much more money than the chat goal. She had to have. She got much more money than 50 bucks. She was probably talking to the sick feeties offline, you know, the ones that she does the adult baby content for. And they like stuff like this. You know, it plays right into the adult baby fetish stuff. Like her acting like a kid, go where kids go, act childish. She got a lot more money. But she also did this to tick off girl world. She knows how we feel about pets, and she knows how we feel about kids. So, of course, if people in her own chat are telling her don't do it, of course she wants to do it because she's defiant like that.
Yeah, which floor is Chuck E. Cheese on? Should I ask? Chuck E. Cheese? Huh?
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, we're not showing them. I apologize.
Oh,
Oh, there's music. Shit.
wait.
And this shot right here, this is for the feeties. Because again, they like the full body shots. Chantal used to be really shy about showing her full body. Remember? She used to hate it. She would do everything in her power not to show her whole body. She would show herself from like the chest up. Now she's comfortable showing her whole body. Why is that, Chantal? What happened? Is it because the feeties want to see how big you are now? This was about adult fetish content.
Do something fun or funny.
Do something fun or funny.
Okay. This music maybe in the mall, not inside.
No, it's
Come.
inside.
Wallah?
I'll mute it for a
Oops.
minute.
Why are you muting? I just can't believe the audacity of her that as soon as she walks in, she's like, turn off the music for me. How about you get the F out? And you won't have to worry about the music or filming kids. How about that? The music is for the kids to have fun, not you. It's not meant for YouTube.
There's no half and half?
No. There's Super Combo, which is Super Supreme, Chicken Barbecue Hawaiian, Chicken Ranch Vegetarian Pepperoni Margarita.
Margarita, pepperoni. But why they don't have
This person, Bait Koreans, blocked account says, get 2 pizzas. Oh, yeah, because she actually needs 2 pizzas.
the half and half?
I don't think they can control it. It's all over the place.
Oh.
The TVs. Anyway, if it turns out, it's very low. If it turns out there's copyright music, we'll just edit it out. Like, we'll just have to mute this part. I said, if you're not here now, you're missing out.
So she's walking in and she's already complaining. Oh, I'm so worried about the music and the video games. Oh, my God. Then leave. Then leave. You shouldn't be there to begin with. And you know it.
Yeah.
On the combo. A demon? I don't know, but I prayed when I got up and
By the way, I asked him for
She got paid for this trip. She went to Chuck E. Cheese, and I saw something on Instagram where they were having like a little special going on right now, where you can get like a medium pizza and a Coke and all that for like 16 bucks. So for this trip, she got $50 in super chats. That meant she had like what, 30 bucks left over? 30. So even if there was copyrighted music playing, she's already been compensated for the trip. But of course, Miss Greedy over here is like, I not only want to get paid for the trip, but I want to double dip and I want to make money off this stream too.
the picture, the stuffed crust cheese on the side, and she told me it's only a picture. Then I told her, so it's fake.
it's fake advertisement.
Yeah, and then she said, yes, maybe.
I hate that laugh. Can we get past that laugh? Thank you.
No seat belt extension.
Slot machines. Kids can be mean to big people. Yeah, I've had that happen to me. Mom, why is she fat? No, Shannon's kid one time. Shannon's kid one time said to me, "Why? I know why you're fat, because you've had too many desserts." Something like that. Hey, Scrape. Tracy, hello. Hey, Missy Mad. Thank you, Roaming. I look pretty today? Thank you. Does my hijab match my shirt or not really?
You know, I'm actually surprised that more people in chat weren't outraged by her going to Chuck E. Cheese. Why are they outraged? Why aren't they saying, hey, we don't want you there? There's going to be kids around. It's not safe for them. You need to leave. Find somewhere else to go.
Australian? Canberra. I would play a couple. They're very small games. Like, the chairs are small. I don't think they're for adults. Thanks, Chimkin Nugget.
So she's complaining about, oh, there's games here, but it's all for kids. There's nothing that adults can play. That's because it wasn't made for adults. And even if there were games made for adults, does anybody believe that she would actually get her big butt up and play a game and have fun? No, because she's very self-aware of her size. She doesn't like people looking at her. She got herself to the size that she's at. She took the steps to get to that size, but now that she's at that size, it's awkward for her. So she goes somewhere, she puts herself into a corner or a booth, and she stays there until she leaves.
You are playing.
Why you change the place?
So we can't see the people in the background.
Oh,
Did you get Pepsi?
yeah.
You're going to sit beside me or in front?
I don't know.
I like to eat on camera, so.
In front of you. Okay.
I love these flimsy things.
There's no knife? By your hand, huh?
Yeah.
Look at the cheese. Oh, it's melted.
And they give you ketchup to put on it.
Ketchup.
Yeah, I love it.
And there's a tissue here.
And see, some of the comments in her chat were concerning. So SB says, go closer to where the birthday party section is. That's worrying. And Chimkin Nugget Love says, SB, why are you trying to see kids? Why indeed? Why is SP wanting to see kids? Were there PDF files in her chat? Is that what's going on? Not only are there feedies in her chat, but there are some sick, disgusting perverts in her chat wanting to get a peek, wanting to get their jollies. It's just, ugh. What kind of people are you looking to attract, Foodie? What kind of people are you catering to? I know you're catering to the feedies. I know you're catering to the adult baby people. Would it be a stretch to say that maybe you are, in a subtle way, or maybe not so subtle, catering to the PDF files as well, here and there? Would it be a stretch? I don't think it'd be that much of a stretch.
Mmm.
Good?
Wow.
Judy bite. Bismillah.
And you can hear the sounds of the video games in the background because, kids are just being kids. They come to Chuck E. Cheese to play the games, to run around, to have fun. And the fact that they're making noise is making her angry.
It's like a mini casino for children. Bye, kitten.
Yeah, so there was somebody in her chat, like Kitten, was voicing her concerns about Foodie being there and showing the kids. And in fact, it wasn't safe for them, for her to be doing this. And what did Foodie do? She blocked her. Because Foodie's attitude is, it's not my kids, not my problem. I hate kids anyway.
What happened?
Look at that. She is getting mad because the kids are playing video games. She is getting so annoyed. Chantal, I don't know why the people at Chuck E. Cheese even turned off the music. I mean, who are you? You're just somebody walking in. You're not a celebrity or anything. You're not throwing them some extra money. You're just walking in to have a cheap pizza and telling them to turn off the music. I would have told you to F off. Honestly, as management, I would have told you to F off. That you shouldn't be streaming inside the place anyway. Chuck E. Cheese was not meant for YouTubers streaming. You understand? It was meant for people to come in, have a meal, have fun with their kids. I can't believe they actually turned off the music for you. They were already catering to you when they shouldn't have. But on top of that, you're going to do a stream, potentially showing kids, and you're going to get annoyed at the kids? I'm glad the kids were making her mad. I'm glad it made her mad. And I hope it made her so mad that she never goes back there.
I didn't see the conspiracy. ASMR, can your husband pick something for you to eat, something they've never tried before? Healthy or not, you do not need to finish it at any restaurant. Thank you, ASMR. You know what? We can do that sometime. Thank you. I mean, people are too, like, a child briefly passing in the background is like an issue when you're in public. People film in malls all the time.
Thank you, SMO.
So Chantal's thinking is, if I've got the camera pointed at me and there are kids passing by in the background, it's not a problem. But it is a problem. It is a problem. Because, PDF files, sickos, weirdos, perverts, They might be looking for places to go haunt to pick up kids. They want to know where the kids are. That's why it's a problem. But of course, she doesn't think about that, or she doesn't care.
What things you didn't eat or you never tried here in Kuwait?
Freaka.
Rika, there's a restaurant here called Al-Domari. Al-Domari. It's a
Oh,
Syrian restaurant.
okay.
They sell frika with the broset, frika with chicken, frika.
Yeah, exactly. We're just walking. That's it. Thanks, Roman. Right. And take the tickets now?
But don't reply to any psychopath. Oh.
Okay.
You know, she's not even smart enough that she had Salah look around the Chuck E. Cheese and find a corner somewhere, like a corner booth or a corner chair, where she can point the camera just at herself and there's nothing else showing. There's no possibility of children passing by her. Why couldn't they find a corner of the restaurant somewhere where all you saw was her face? But no, she picked a booth where there's stuff on either side. Was that deliberate, Chantal?
It was good, Layla. It's called Optical Delusion by Mac, Vanna. This hijab is like...
Okay, we're not going to show too much of this. We're getting out of here real fast. And there she is taking a seat. We've already seen that. This is more Foodie content. I've got to show Chantal from all angles for the Foodies. I'm sure they want to know how big she is.
Styles, Salah. Thank you, Olga A. Olga or Olga?
Olga.
Olga A. That one is calm. I would like this one.
Okay, shut up and get back in the car.
Pretty little baby, I'm so in love. Don't you?
Shisha shop on the right.
Cool.
Purple Bed Beater says, hey, Chantal, what I've noticed is that you eat slower in public, but at home you shovel the food in and don't chew. You want to know why that is, Purple Bed Beater? Because when Chantal's at home, she doesn't have to worry about how she looks in public. But when she's in public, she's aware that somebody might be looking at her. So she can't go full feral in public. She's got table manners. She just doesn't use them at home because she's in the comfort of her own home. But when she's out in public, she's very aware of herself and the fact that somebody might pass by and look at her. So she'll somewhat behave.
Cool.
Like gold.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
Butcher here on the left.
So she was complaining, oh, I feel nauseous, I feel nauseous, I'll feel nauseous. Well, you shouldn't eat that pizza. You don't have a gallbladder. You shouldn't be eating cheese, especially greasy cheese. And how many times have you experienced this, Foodie? This is not a surprise. How many times have you eaten pizza or something greasy or lots of food, and within 10 minutes, you got to go to the bathroom? I'm sure you experience it on a daily basis. Why is it a surprise now? You suffer for the choices that you make for yourself. So I can't feel sorry for you.
Barber shop on the right.
Cutting more.
Car mechanic on the left.
She was practically yelling at Salah to get home faster, faster, faster. And yet he couldn't drive any faster. And they were in a mood with each other.
Hey, Squeaky Frog. Really, Jacqueline? Where are you at? Oh, where the...
Too many mobiles and computer shops here.
Yeah.
The gold shops on the left now.
Oh, yeah, look at...
Move, yellow.
Gold.
The oldest gold.
Yeah, old is gold. I want to buy a bunch of Arabian gold. Like my ring.
Even after 3 years, the conversation between the two of them has not improved. After 3 years, they should be able to talk to each other and make polite, entertaining conversation, but they can't. They still act like two people that have never talked to each other before in their lives.
Chubby finger.
All right, so he's stopping for coffee. What are we doing?
Yalla.
So he stopped and got her coffee and dessert, the very thing she does not need. So a minute ago, she was saying, I feel nauseous. So why stop for dessert? Does that even make sense? When you're feeling nauseous, A, you don't eat, or you're eating crackers and 7-Up to settle down your tummy. I guess she wasn't that nauseous. She was wanting dessert.
Beauty bite.
Be right.
You know what I think? I think before Chantal goes out, she talks to people offline and she takes requests about individual things they want done. Like they offer up ideas about what they want to see and how much they'll pay for it. And she tries to put as many as she can in a live stream. Oh, like I'm going to go out for pizza, but I can also get dessert, or I could do this, or I could do that. Like she'll try to do as many requests all at the same time in one live stream.
The weird bees, weebies.
The sound of silence.
Tesla? I don't know if people drive Tesla.
Oh, because of the Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, I'm gonna make goals that are closer to home, I think.
The arcade.
Well, from here on out, make goals where you're going places that don't involve showing children. Thank you.
Babe, and the bowling in Sarnia. So almost the same distance.
No. Yeah, we don't have much in our area to do. Well, we have El Poots, but that's about it. Okay?
It's a huge mall also there.
Yeah. $74 miles per hour. And then 20 when I drove to Starbucks.
You know, like this was supposed to be kind of a date for her and Salah. Yet she spent almost the entire time talking to the chat and not him. It's weird to me how she gets on camera and she's like handsomest man and acting like she wants to spend time around him, and yet when they spend time around each other, they're not having fun. They are not having fun with each other. They hate each other. He hates spending time around her, and honestly, she hates spending time around him. She honestly doesn't want to spend time around him. She just needs him to drive her around, to be her chauffeur. It's not even friendly anymore. You can feel the hostility in the air. They're so hostile.
I like when it's hot out. Berries. There we go.
And yes, we are blazing through this live because, like I said, I ain't got time for 5.5 hours of boredom. We'll just go through it as quickly as possible. I ain't got all day.
Rosemary's.
Yeah, it's a full service here. Like someone will fill the gas for you, and it's cheap, like only $12. The maximum, like if it's 10 or 12 cylinders.
Shut up, Salah.
Motion body lotion.
She's right about now. She's starting to feel quote unquote sick. It's like I feel sick.
يلا move it بسرعة.
I don't know if she felt nauseous or she was just getting hit with that urge, like she had to go to the bathroom. I don't know which. Maybe she was feeling nauseous because before going to Chuck E. Cheese, she stuffed herself stupid. And eating twice, like she just overdid it.
It's not much. 5% shit.
Okay. I have to put the phone down. Oh, I'll charge it here. I'll charge it here. I'm gonna have to put the phone down until we get there, guys.
Oh, and we're going back upstairs. And it took her quite a while to come back. And when she came back, she looked like she'd been through it, like she just passed a yacht out of her butthole. And she probably did. All the food she eats, to her was like giving birth.
It's and just cool off, like, so it might be a bit messy. Hello guys, sorry about that. Had to use the washroom and yada. Home sweet home. Yola.
Yeah, you went through it in the bathroom, didn't you? Are you getting the sweats? I'm laughing at you, Chantal. You want to know why? It's not because I'm a mean person. I am laughing because you effed around and now you're finding out. This is the find out part. But you effed around earlier. I'm laughing because you make bad choices and bad decisions, and you always have to deal with the consequences. You know what's up. You're not stupid. You act stupid, but you aren't stupid. You know you have no gallbladder. You know you have a problem with food. You go out, you eat way too much, which makes you feel sick. This is the find out phase right here, right now. And yet you don't stop.
Get heat exhaustion very quickly. And grumpy when I'm hot. More than 3 hours? Okay, we'll just be
You know what, Chantal, at this point, since you're complaining about the heat so much, why don't you just find a deep freezer for rent and go move into it? You'll feel comfortable.
a bit more here. You found, really, Martha? Nice. Let's have a bit of dessert. Energy.
So all the way home, she was complaining. I feel nauseous. I feel sick. Hurry. I want to get home. And then here she is at home and she's fine. She just wanted to get home where she felt comfortable, where she could stream without worry about kids or music and stuff her face again.
Yeah, Max in space. Thank you, Deb. Yeah, we've had a great time.
Funny how she felt better once she got home. That didn't take long.
The drive is a bit long for my taste, but
Good. That means the chances of you going back to Chuck E. Cheese are zero, and I'm happy to hear that. You shouldn't have gone there in the first place. But because you had a miserable time, you won't be back there.
other than that, ooh.
And Chantal, can I just say, you have been on a tear lately. A stupid tear. You're trying to find anything and everything you can think of to make money and also get attention. You're using all kinds of cheap tricks, clickbait titles, doing things to provoke people. Like, you still want that attention and you want that money, but you're not giving the quality content that you know people are looking for. There's going to come a point where people aren't interested any longer. And you might be in a place health-wise where you can't do anything at all. I don't know why you're insisting on staying in Kuwait. I don't know what the reasons are. There might be numerous reasons. One of them could be your own ego. The fact that you know a lot of people want you to go back to Canada, and your defiant toddler self, you're going to do the exact opposite of what people wish you would do. You always had this attitude of, I do what I want. No one tells me what to do. Even if what they're suggesting makes sense. Even if it might be better for you and you might find some happiness. Just because somebody suggested it, that makes it wrong. If you didn't come up with it first, it's wrong. No, you'd rather live in misery, in a place where you don't feel comfortable, in a place where it's not your home territory, where you can't go out and do what you want. You feel very out of place there because you are. You should be going home. You're in a place where you're not comfortable, you're not happy, you're around a person that can't stand you and honestly wants you to go home. And I don't know what you're paying Salah. It's not my business. But I'm going to ask the question of you. Is it worth it to be around someone that can't stand you, that hates doing things with you? Whatever money you're giving him, why don't you just take it home and spend it on yourself? Make yourself happy while you've still got time and energy to be mobile. Because if you stay in Kuwait much longer and you become bedbound, you're doomed. You're absolutely doomed. You won't have as many options to turn things around or do things. You're going to be stuck, very, very stuck. Do you want that to happen? Or is it that maybe you've already made a decision? Maybe the decision that you've made is, I would rather stay in Kuwait and go to my grave here with all of my secrets intact, rather than go home to Canada and start all over again, and the people that have absolutely pissed off spilling my secrets. That in order to protect all of the stuff that you've been doing, you would rather pass away in Kuwait. Maybe you've made the decision, this is where I want to lay myself to rest. If that's the case, that's very unkind towards your family, because if something happens to you, they can't get to you. I don't know. I mean, I don't know your mind. You do.
Strawberries. Been pretty soon.
And for the record, Chantal, from here on out, I don't want to hear nothing from you about the kind of content that Girl World does, about what the reactors do or the tarot readers do. From here on out, no criticism. You want to know why? Because we sit down and we react to your content. Those of us that are reactors, and those of us that read the cards, we're doing our cards, but we're not involving children. We are not doing adult content in an establishment that features children, that caters to children. Do you understand? We're not catering to the perverts, the sickos, the weirdos. And you are. You are catering to them. And shame on you for doing it. But don't you dare come over here or anywhere else criticizing me or anybody else in Girl World. You have lost your criticism privileges forever.
Soon.
Criticism revoked.
I wanted to go live until 10, but I don't know. Really, Strawberries? We're going to watch it tomorrow.
Scarlett says, why did you go to Chuck E. Cheese and not play games? The pizza is the worst part of that place. because anywhere that Chantal goes, it's about the food because of the feedies behind her that want her to eat that nasty pizza. They don't want to see her play games. They're not paying her to have fun. They're paying her to eat and to act like an adult toddler. That's what they're paying for. So she's catering to them. The feedies are not about, we want to see you have fun. That's not why we're giving the money. We are catering for our fetish. So fulfill our fetish or you don't get paid.
They're not high in calories, just high in sodium. I always dreamt my parents were always getting killed. Oh, that's one of the first dreams that terrified me. I want to live in a lawless land with pickles and a BBJ. You're going to block me and Tracy. Stay till 10, please. So, anyways, one of the dreams I had, the one most terrifying, I remember I was a kid and I remember the dream.
I don't want to hear about your dream. You make up too much stuff. And it's so sad to me that you're 41 years old. And in order to tell us anything that sounds entertaining, you got to reach all the way back into your childhood. That speaks volumes about the fact that you as an adult do not have a fun life.
That's weird, eh? This job. Frig.
Wow. Just wow. Remember, okay? Look, you see her, you guys see me. For comparison, I'm 5'3". And although I haven't stepped on the scale lately, I don't eat that much. I think I'm like in the neighborhood of like 135, 140. Don't judge me. I got a big butt and hips. Don't judge me. Anyway, I'm 5'3", 140 pounds. Chantal's shorter than me. She's 5 foot. Again, she should be 100, 120, maybe 130. Look at the size of my hands and my wrists compared to Foodie. Hers should be even smaller. You guys can see my body. I'm smaller than Chantal. You can make 3 or 4 out of me, out of one of her. Chantal, you need to stop. You really need to get it under control. Or, and I'm not saying this because I'm wishing this for you, that pose right here, right now, that could be you. That could be you. Like this could happen for real. Anywhere. While Salah's driving you somewhere, while you're at the apartment alone, that could be you. I don't know if you care. I don't know if you want that to happen. But if you don't want this for real, if you don't want something bad to happen to you and Salah comes home to this pose because something medically has happened to you and nobody knew, you might want to get some help. You might want to go home to Canada before this happens. Because that could be a possibility. Do you understand? This could be you. This could be you. Are you showing off for the Foodie people? Look how big I am.
When I place my head a certain way, I get dizzier. Let the rain fall down and hurt my dreams. Upon. Are you gonna help me with the charger? Okay. Bicycle.
And pickles, so you had dessert pickles too. Salah needs to get it through his head like she is a food addict. And there's nothing that he or anybody else can do for this. She needs professional help. Like all she does is have B moments all day long. That's why she's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And he needs to send her home while she's still mobile. He needs to stop kidding himself that she won't reach that point. She is pushing herself to that point on purpose. And if she gets bedbound, she might try to guilt trip him into taking care of her. Salah, you know I can't do anything. Get out while you still can, Salah. Send her butt home. Tell her you're not renewing the lease at the end of the month. If she doesn't have a home base of operations, she has to go home. Because I know what he's trying to do. He's thinking if I play nice with her, she might go home on her own and she won't talk about me. Wrong. It doesn't matter if he's nice to her. It doesn't matter. She's going to need content. She's going to talk about him anyway. It's going to happen. So just send her home before she becomes a problem. And Chantal, you can say whatever you want about the reactors. You can insult our looks, our weight, our age, whatever you want. But I haven't seen a reactor yet that comes on camera and they can't sit up for more than a few minutes. They got to lay down to do their stream. No, this is a crap that you do. You're so unhealthy you can even sit up and do a live stream. And don't think I don't know you're catering to the feedies doing this too. They love when you seal. They're like, oh, look at her. She's so big and she's so unhealthy. She has to seal. Not a good look for YouTube though, Foodie. It looks lazy.
There's like weird kill scenes. A lot of them involve water, but still.
Yeah.
You're like,
And
water again?
They show you signs. Always the water causes every day.
I
What the hell?
Oh, you know what? It slipped my mind, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the date. Today is the 18th. Now I understand. Now I get it. Now I know why Salah's hanging around and doing stuff with her. Because it's close to payday. Her YouTube payday is on the 22nd. When is that? That would be on a Thursday. So she's going to get paid on a Thursday. So we're getting close to payday again. Right on schedule, Salah. So you have to haunt Chantal. You got to be there, showing your presence in order to get your pay. Got it. My bad. I forgot.
Yeah, I have a heat headache.
Then turn off the stream and go to sleep, stupid. Or you know what? If you're feeling hot, here's an idea. How about take a shower? Yeah. Go take a shower. You can get underneath the nice cool water and get cleaned off and cooled down at the same time. You'll feel nice and refreshed, clean and cool and feel good. No, not a good idea. All right, how about go down the pool? No, not a good idea. I guess you're not feeling that uncomfortable then.
Yeah, that does happen, Teardrop. You're right. It does get more and more crazy. Overall favorite horror, probably The Shining. So creepy. Actually, the churro truck moved away.
Yeah. I asked him for that.
You know what I miss? And maybe Pumpy will know this.
You know what? I would love to ask Salah why. Why he puts up with this. Why he hasn't shut it down yet. what he thinks when she gets online and she does this crap. Like she's laying on the couch and she's got her camera in front of her. Like, what is he thinking? What's going through his mind? Like what has to be going through his mind? Why is he not concerned that he's been around this woman for 3 years and he's watched her get bigger and bigger and bigger and more unhealthy and lose more of her mobility, and he's not concerned? He's not concerned. I would be concerned. I'd be scared to death, like, whoa, what's going on here? Oh, this person's comment, Lily Cardado says, I like to sleep listening to Lighthouse Horror, Creepy McPasta, Mr. Ballad. You know what? I'm a fan of Lighthouse Horror. I love the creepy pastas on there. I recommend Lighthouse Horror, the channel for creepy pastas. Oh, he's so good. So I like that too. I like the creepy pastas. But go ahead, Chantal.
The chip trucks. They used to come around the. So, babe, we used to have. It's like you know the true.
How does Salah not get so bored with her talking about food all the time and eating food that he doesn't want to just run out of the house screaming? I'd be running out of the house screaming, saying, I can't take it anymore. And you know what, Salah? I'm mad at you. I am mad at you. I'm so mad. Mad. Because, sir, there was a window of opportunity that you had recently when Chantal wanted you to go get a churro from the place across the street. And she gave you her live stream. She gave you her phone. What you could have done, if you want to break free of this one, you could have just spilled all the tea right there. What was she going to do? You could have walked out the door like, yeah, I'm going to go get you some churros, and just said, you know what, guys, I can't take this anymore. I am so done with this. We're not married. We were never married. This is all for YouTube. Like, you could have gotten some stuff out before she cut off the live stream. You could have let it all out. And you didn't. What was wrong with you? Why didn't you do it? What's going on? Why didn't you cut this thing off when you had the moment to do so?
What?
Like, what is it about her that it's such a big scary? There's a lot of people around Chantal that they've got the tea and they refuse to spill it. She's not the godfather. Okay? Like, what are you afraid of? Why does everybody feel threatened from Chantal? Anybody that's got dirt on her needs to start spilling it. Like, this whole thing needs to just implode.
Babe. Babe. No.
Oh, God, shut up.
Would you like a pickle? Astaghfirullah. Ah, sodium. Oh my God.
Wow. That's bad. That is so bad. Salah, send her home, bro. It's bad. What are you going to do if she's having a medical event? How are you going to handle that, bro? She's a problem now, but if something happens to her, she's going to be more of a problem. I'd be thinking about that. Don't kid yourself thinking, oh, she's got another few years in her. She may not. Like, how are you going to explain if something happens to her in the house?
You don't want to be. Yeah, we know, right here.
I know. Was married. No worries.
Yeah, we know. We're our eye on you, strawberries. Strawberries and bees.
Uh-oh. Is Strawberries and Cream in trouble? What did Strawberries do? I heard she was in Salah's DMs. And he's talking to Beezers.
That's all right.
Don't stir the pot.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me if he is talking to other women. He probably thought that Chantal was the golden road to fortune, to everything he wanted. and he found out too late that she lied. You know, he was like a tick, and he attached himself as a host to her back, and he found out she lied. And maybe she's not giving him so much money, and he's like, I'm hustling. I'm looking for other targets. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's talking to other beezers.
Right?
Yep. Jerry to come back.
Okay, 5 minutes more, I think.
Oh, it's 9. No, time to
Fine.
get off.
Yeah, so he's over there. He's like, 5 minutes more, Chantal, 5 minutes more. He's insisting on her doing 5 and 6 hour streams. 5 minutes more, 5 minutes more, 5 minutes more, Chantal.
5 minutes. Complete the 5 hours.
Oh,
Chantal, I remember back in the day when you would stream for 6 to 10 hours with no issue. Look at you. You're so unhealthy. You can't do it the way you used to do it. You struggle. You can't even sit up for an hour. Girl. Even when you rage, it's different. Like, I remember, girl, when you were on fire, you were on fire. When you were in your element of raging and being nasty, you could go for hours and hours without stopping. Now you run out of energy. You can't even rage right. You run out of steam. That engine don't work the way it used to. You run out of steam quick. You get tired raging. And you think that you're going to go back to Canada, maybe, and do crackhead Olympics all over again, or anywhere, that at some point you're rolling with the thought of, I'm comfortable. I can be boring here, but the moment I step back in Canada, crackhead Olympics activated, and I can make good money. I know I can, but can you? Can you? When you left Canada, you were 200 pounds lighter. You had more mobility. You had more health. You gave it all up. In the 3 years you've been in Kuwait, you gave a lot of stuff up. Will it be the same? Will it really? And do you think public response is going to be the same? A lot of things have changed. A lot. I wouldn't be banking on that if I was you. I really wouldn't.
Because it was lagging, and then you switched off and on again. They did.
like drama channels, communities, like
Oh boy, we're going to get into it. Are we going to get into it? Okay, I'm here for it.
but to not I find not paying attention. To be honest, I find Gore World to be extremely toxic and negative.
It's toxic and negative, but yet you pay attention. And you do things on purpose to piss us off. And you make a point to go in other people's chats, even the tarot reader chats. You were in mine just recently, and I know it was you. I know it was you. You gave yourself away, Chantal. You came into my chat trying to troll. You got trolled right the fuck back. Trying to get me upset. Girl, I am far too old to get mad over something so silly. But you came into my chat trying to troll me. You got trolled back. So we're toxic in girl world, are we? We're horrible people, yet you can't seem to tear yourself away. And you're all over Twitter looking at other people's tweets. And you do things to tick us off and get us to talk about you. Although the things that you're doing these days are not that interesting. You're having more and more trouble keeping our interest. Have you been paying attention to Twitter lately? Are you seeing the comments from many people saying, I just don't watch Chantal anymore. I don't pay attention the way I used to. I'll take a week off and then come back and check on things. And if there's nothing going on, I'll take another week off. It's like that. It's literally like that. And what about the other comments? There's a lot of people that go into, reactions of you, live reactions, and the comments are all the same. Yeah, like the content on the screen is Chantal, but I'm not really here for that person. I'm just here for the chat. I'm here for the reactor, the content creator. I'm here to talk to them. You're just background noise. You literally are background noise. You want to know why? Because you're just that boring. But we're so toxic you can't stay away. And you go into tarot readers' chats, making yourself known, being a big pain in the butt, thinking you're doing something when you're not, complaining about our content. Stay off our channels then, bitch. Stay away from us. We're doing our thing. You're doing your thing. We're not going into Chuck E. Cheese and acting all kinds of creepy, but you are.
And yes, that goes for the reactors. It's always negative drama, conspiracy theories.
And what? We're allowed to do what we want on our channels. You're allowed to do what you want on your channel. We're not breaking TOS. You are. And
rumors. Yeah.
And what? And what?
Hypocrisy. Just no. Why would I want to subject myself to that?
Because you're bored. Because you're bored. Because what do? You sit home all day and do the Foodie content. You're catering to those freaking weirdo people doing the fetish content. You got nothing to do with your day. You're bored out of your mind. You got cabin fever. And yet you won't fix it. You won't go home to Canada and fix it. The solution's right there in front of your face. It's practically touching you on the nose. You don't want to go home. Okay, don't go home. Stay in Kuwait. Be bored. Make yourself more sick. Make yourself more unhealthy. And if something happens, something happens. And if something happens, it was literally by choice. It's your life. Do what you want. But guess what? What we do with our content on our channels, it's our lives. It's what we choose to do with our time. Why criticize us for how we spend our time when you're making choices for your time? Just stay in your yard and shut up.
Like, it's so, why? Why would I want to? There's no way.
Why do you come to the tarot channels? You criticize the tarot readers. Why? Why watch the tarot readings? Are you afraid? Are you afraid that we might be somewhat right or all the way right with our readings? Is that what's making you nervous? Is that why you make a point to come into the tarot readings and make yourself known? You know what I think, Chantal? I think when you come into the tarot readings, you're telling on yourself. Because if we got nothing right, if there was nothing right about what we were saying, you would just brush it off and go, they're all the way wrong. They're getting nothing right. The arrows are not hitting the bullseye, but we must be getting some stuff right because it bothers you. You're working overtime to protect your secrets. You don't want anybody to have any kind of insight about what's going on with you and how you feel and how things are with you and Salah. You used to love the fact that, you could get ahead of us. You could make up story arcs and surprise, here's a story arc. But there's a lot of eyes watching you now. And there's a lot of people coming through with the insight. You don't like it. You can't get ahead of anybody anymore. You can't. So we must be getting some stuff right as tarot readers. Because if we weren't, you wouldn't be so bothered. You would stay out of the tarot readings and not be a pain in the butt.
Imagine someone way worse than you and do a reaction for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so exactly. I'm not talking about all that again and ad nauseum. It's always the same shit. It's time to move on, and that's it. No talking about it. Period. In my chats.
She is so bothered. You know, another thing that Chantal doesn't like, she doesn't like the retro reacts. She hates when we do the retro reacts. When we go online and we'll look for the older archived clips, She doesn't want us doing the retro reacts because there's a lot of beezers in her chat that are new, fairly new, and they don't know about that stuff. And whenever we do a retro react, it brings it back around. It puts it in the public eye again. She doesn't want them seeing that side of her. When she was being mean to the VIBs and she was talking about the alleged DV and essay that she later confessed was a total lie in full revenge. New Beezers, she don't want you seeing that stuff. Although I will say to you, New Beezers, look, if you don't like the reactors, that's okay. That's fine. You want a clear picture of who this woman is? All you got to do is look up the name Foodie Beauty on YouTube. Just put in a search on the search bar, her name. You'll find all kinds of old clips that Foodie is never going to show you, stuff that she deleted off her channel. And believe me, there's hundreds of videos that were dirty deleted. There's all kinds of content that she won't talk about. She don't want y'all to know. She doesn't want you guys to be aware. For a reason. There's a lot that she's hiding.
No. Babe, there's no point. You're going to say this till you're dead. No, like, there's no point. Nobody cares in those audiences about anyone being right. They just care about hate, 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 hate.
Reacting isn't being hateful. It's one person giving an opinion about the actions and the words and the content of another person. It's not hateful. And if you're doing negative content, then you're going to get perhaps a negative reaction. You might get negative words. You might get constructive criticism that may sound harsh, but it's true. I'm sorry. You're a food addict. And you are indulging in your food addiction on YouTube. And you're monetizing it. And you're looking for people to fund and enable your addiction. Tell me, Chantal, tell me, what positive reinforcement are you expecting from people? Normal people who are not food fetishists. What praise are you expecting? What? I dealt with food addiction. I know how harmful it can be. Addiction is harmful no matter what the addiction is. Addiction is harmful. It hurts you. And not only does it hurt you, it hurts those around you. Addiction hurts. It takes away from happiness. It takes away from health. It takes away from financial stability. The longer you let it go on, the more hurt it causes. And you, being the addict, all you care about right now is satisfying the addiction, but you are completely unaware, or you ignore the effects that it has on other people, even your pets. All you care about is feeding your face. But what about the negative effects for Julia? What about the negative effects for Salah? You're not looking around and seeing how living things around you are being affected. You're not caring about anything living around you. Julia is pooping outside her litter box. Do you care? Salah looks exhausted. Do you care? No. What about your family? What about your mom? You don't think your mom worries about you? Worries that something might happen to you in Kuwait and that's that? I'm sure she worries. But do you care about that? Do you care enough to go home where you can be near your mom? No. Because you're too engrossed in your addiction and looking for people to help you keep it going. And that is sick. And you want me to praise you for that behavior, for that choice? I will not. I absolutely will not. Chantal, I have experienced both sides of the addiction coin. I was a food addict, but I've also lost someone to addiction. So I know how it hurts both ways. And I'm not going to praise you for your behavior. I refuse. No, I will not. I'll praise you if you get help for your problem. I'll praise you for positive change if it is indeed positive. I'll praise you for being on the right path. I am a fair person. I am not hateful. But I won't praise you for hurting yourself. And I won't praise you for hurting other people. I won't praise you for being selfish and greedy and stupid. No, ma'am. No, I won't.
And I find that depressing
there's
and gross,
reason.
and I don't want to be part of it.
There's reason for this hate. Just to get some cash, super chats.
Good,
money,
let them. I don't
views,
care.
yeah.
Let them be millionaires and I have 300 views. I don't care.
Quality over quantity.
Good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm done being nasty to people. I'm done wishing bad on people.
You were nasty all day. What do you mean? I'm done being nasty to people. Yep, the whole trip. She was nasty to Salah. She was throwing daggers with her eyes at the kids who were playing in Chuck E. Cheese because they were inconveniencing her. What do you mean you're done being nasty to people? You're just a nasty person. You're mean, you're hateful, you don't care. So you're not done. You can't be done unless you change yourself.
I'm done talking about people. I'm done all that shit. Like, I'm worried about my life, myself. No.
No, you're not. You are not worried about yourself. You should be. If you were scared for your health, if you cared about yourself, you would look at Salah and say, I've got to go home. I don't know what deal the two of you have, what agreement, what contract, but you would just look at him, just sit down with him and say, look, bro, we tried it. This business arrangement, we tried it. It's not working. I'm unhealthy. I'm very sick. I need to go home. And shake hands and go. Just pack a bag and go. That would show me that you actually do care, that you want a chance at happiness and better health. You don't. What are you doing? You're sitting on that couch. So you don't care. It's a lie. You don't care.
Thanks. You know?
And if you guys
You care, you do something. When you don't care, you do nothing.
put yourself instead of her, you will feel it. You will know what you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever. Their life is not my problem anymore.
And as for you, Salah, I hope that this whole experience has taught you a bit of a lesson. Since you're a romance scammer, I hope that you learn a lesson from all of this, dealing with someone like her, that it's not a good idea to try to look for someone to make your way. That maybe it's a better idea to make your own way. Stop looking for a woman to pay your way, bro. Get your butt to work and make your own money. And you won't have to deal with all of this, all of her. I hope you learn from this. You probably won't, though, because you're stupid.
So that's it. Just a bunch of different channels being hypocritical to each other. It's a never-ending story. Exactly. There's like drama channels, communities, like small ones, whatever, that have been beefing. Look at Negs and Yaba. Like, look at them. That kind, like, there's people in that community that have been beefing for 10 years now. When does it end? Like, what do you want to waste your life bitching about these people?
Well, are we being hypocritical? Yes, we are. We're being so hypocritical, ma'am. How long have you been beefing with Girl World? How long have you been beefing with Girl World? Has that gotten anywhere? Nope. How long have you tried to get rid of Girl World? How many channels have you gone after? How many people have you employed and paid to go after people to get rid of Girl World? Because you got it in your head, I'm going to get rid of all of them. I'm going to take them all down. How long has that been going on? Years? Have you gotten anywhere? No. Are you going to get anywhere? No. You're trying to take us out, and yet Ironically, by your own hand, by your own choice, by your own life choices, you're taking yourself out. Literally. You're putting yourself in a position where that casket is getting closer and closer. And again, I'm not wishing that for you. You're wishing that for yourself. For yourself. Every time you do a mukbang, every time you take a request, every time you do a fan sponsorship, and someone's asking you to eat 10 pizzas or a bunch of poutine or Kentucky Fried Chicken or Nashies, you're making that choice. No one is affecting your life but you. You make the choices, you execute the choices. None of us have anything to do with that. We're just here as spectators, reporting on the news, and that's all.
And caring what they have to say. You know what? If they think you're a fat loser, let them think that. What does it matter when you turn off? When I click this X button, bye. I'm going to spend time with my husband and living my life.
No, you're not. I know you and Salah don't spend time together. I know that without even being there. Wonder how I know, Chantal? Because when you have a real husband-wife situation and they have a decent relationship, you can tell by the energy between both people. There's a connection and you can just feel it when you're near them. Even when you see them on camera, you can feel how much they love each other. Like there's a rapport between two people in love. If you're a wife, you have that glow about you, that happiness, I'm in love, I feel loved glow. You don't have it. It's not there. It is not there. And as for Salah, when he comes on camera with you, he doesn't have that happy husband glow either. It's missing. You have that glow about you, both of you, of two strangers who hate each other. You guys have that hateful glow of I hate that person. I can't stand them. I'm disgusted by them. And yet, for whatever reason, I've got to tolerate them. You guys tolerate each other. And that's as far as it goes.
I don't give a flying F what you have to say about me, quite frankly.
And why are you mad?
No, it's true. It took me a long time to like really realize that and just really, whatever. Good.
You are on the right path, babe. Like
Thank you.
this.
Yeah.
Shut up, Salah. You're only like parroting her because you want to get paid in a few days. Quiet. Just be quiet. Go play Crazy Frog. Shut up.
People who want to be here are going to be here supporting me. Everyone else is just somebody who doesn't want to support me. Good for you. Have fun hating on me. Whatever. Have fun. Who cares? A deep breath.
And we always got your back.
I don't want, exactly, Nicole. I don't want people, even if it's 5,000 people in here who just want to hate and don't want to have fun.
Wrong. You're wrong about that, Chantal. I don't love hate. I don't come and react to you because I'm looking to hate on you. Understand that. Hate is a very negative emotion. It is very strong. Hate is the opposite of love. I don't love you. No. But I don't want to do reactions where I'm filled up with hate. Because I'm the kind of person, if I do a reaction and I'm filled up with hate, after I'm done reacting to you, if I felt that way, it would take me forever to calm down. It would be an ugly feeling. I like to do my reactions calm so I can think clearly. I can speak sensibly from a calm place. I'm not looking to hate on you, but you're a person that you do hateful things. You say hateful things. You get on camera doing the adult fetish stuff, which is wrong. Absolutely wrong. I got a problem with that. And I'm going to point out how wrong it is. Since you're coming on camera and you're doing stuff on YouTube that you should not do, you're monetizing addiction. You are doing the adult fetish stuff on YouTube, and you're not telling people that it's adult fetish stuff. You are subjecting people to things that they're not aware of. they're watching it, not understanding it. I want to help people understand. I want to inform people of what they're watching so that they better understand. They can see the signs of things. To be aware, like when they see this or this, it's adult fetish stuff in disguise. You're disguising it. I'm taking the disguise off. I want them to see what you're really doing. They need to be informed. They need to know what they're looking at. And you will never tell them because all you care about is making money.
And have good intentions and are nice people, I would block you all anyway instantly. I don't care. I don't want that in my life. Like, peace is something that you can't put a price on, and there's no amount of views. There's people who do some pretty messed up things for views.
You mean like you? I would say doing adult fetish stuff on YouTube on an all ages platform, monetizing addiction, that's pretty disturbing. That's not what YouTube was created for. You are abusing and using the platform in ways in which it was not intended. You're putting adult fetish stuff in front of people, some of which may be underage. And they can view what you do. And I'll be honest with you, Chantal. Do you know what I find scary and disturbing? I'm scared of the thought that somebody, or maybe a few people out there, people who maybe they're looking to make a channel, have a big channel, get lots of viewers, get the attention, make the money, who don't know exactly what they want to do on YouTube. They don't know which direction to take. They may come across a channel like yours and see that you're over 100K and say to themselves, well, that looks easy. All I got to do is get on camera and eat a bunch of food. No one should do this. No one. Because there's tons of YouTubers that do the mukbang content that their health is in crisis now because of it. That no one should get so caught up in the money and the views and the subs and attention that they don't look at the other side of things. Like, what is the after effects of choosing this kind of content to do? That if you eat a bunch of food, it might lead to a food addiction. It might lead to diabetes. It might lead to health problems. There's always another side to things. Nothing in life comes without a price. There's always a price to pay. You either pay now or you pay later. It scares me to think that there might be people that they want to be somebody big on YouTube and they may take your path and they may end up the same way that you've ended up. And I hope that no one watching you, they take your path. I really hope that their common sense comes into play.
And is it worth it in the end? No, it's not. Protect your peace, man. Just focus on your health and happiness. Yeah, just focus on yourself,
The karma will get them, and when they regret, it will be useless.
Yeah, and another that's
too
not
late.
it's not my business, yeah. And whenever another thing I've realized is, like, I forget already. I'm too tired. Oh, I can't make everyone happy. Okay, so, like, I'm gonna live my life how I want to live it. How I'm gonna live it. I'm not going to live a certain way just because you don't approve of it.
She's not just telling her viewers that, she's telling Salah that. I'm like, this is how I choose to live. You're not going to change me. I'm not going to get healthy. Whatever thoughts you might have in your head of traveling and doing things and going places, just forget it. It's not going to happen. If he hasn't gotten the message by now, he needs to get it. That whatever she told him before, all she cares about is sitting on a couch and stealing and eating.
Even the old, the prophets before. There's too many prophets was trying to teach the people and.
And Salah, can I just say, I think it's sick and it's disgusting that you're a grown man, you are able-bodied, you're able to go out and work and make your own money, and you're acting like a pimp to Chantal. You're living off the means of an addict. Chantal pimps herself out, but there you are collecting the money. You're living off an addict. How shameful are you to your family? Like, this is how low you're going to sink? You're not going to go out and work and make your own way? You sought out a woman to pay your way and she's an addict and that's okay? Bro, go crawl back into the gutter where you belong.
Give them like what the good for them, and they didn't believe them. So they was fighting the prophets before.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's sick and disgusting, Salah, that you're depending on an addict and their food addiction to pay the bills and pay the rent and pay your way. Again, go crawl back into the sewage pipe where you belong.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
So you
Even
cannot make everyone satisfied or happy.
exactly.
Never, yeah.
No. And you know what? You're
So
gonna sacrifice.
just drop it and don't care about them.
Exactly. You're gonna sacrifice your own mental health,
Exactly. Yeah.
your own peace, for what? To try to make for a win on the internet with people that don't even want you to win. What is it? People you're never gonna meet in your life. You're taking to court. You're fighting over words on the internet and stuff like that. Who cares? Protect your peace. Bad rubber. Yeah. So
Teardrop.
I don't know. That's my thoughts these days.
Oracle 78 says, it is upsetting when your own chat tells you to eat all the time. It's not healthy. You're right, it's not healthy. But Chantal does not want normal audience members. This is a fetish channel now. This is a food/whatever fetish channel now. She's catering to different fetishes, but the Foodie fetish is number one. She doesn't want normal people in her chat. She wants the fetish guys with the money. That's what she's going for.
Hey, babe, we got your back.
She's catering all of her content to those people.
Thank you guys, Angela. So those of you who are here watching me directly, thank you, and just wanting to have fun, thank you.
Peaceful for the mental health.
Yeah, because I realize there are like people who just want to drag me down and like have me rage and react and.
Who's dragging you down? Who's dragging you down? Explain. Who's dragging you down, Chantal? How can we drag you down? All of us that are reactors, we're thousands of miles away from you. We can't force you to do anything. How are we dragging you down? Just sitting on our channels, doing our reactions, doing our tarot readings. How are we dragging you down? You're doing a fine job of dragging yourself down. You don't need any help. You put your foot to the gas pedal on that one. How are we dragging you down? We're not encouraging you to eat. We're not living off of your income like Salah is. How many of us, even those of us that don't like you, have said repeatedly, you need to get help. You need to go home. You need to go to inpatient. You need to seek therapy for your food issue. It is out of control. How many of us have said that over and over and over again? But we're trying to drag you down. We are? What about the people in your own chat? What about them? The ones that are doing the fan sponsorships. The ones that are sending you super chats saying, spend this on dessert. They're not dragging you down. They're encouraging you to be sick and to stay sick for their own entertainment. And I think that's sick. But we're dragging you down. Why? Because we criticize you? Because we call out your bad behavior? Because we call out you monetizing your addictions? No, we're not dragging you down. You have dragged yourself down. And you want to put yourself around people that encourage that behavior. We got nothing to do with that. If you don't like the criticism, Don't put it on a public forum. Like I said, go to Patreon, go to OnlyFans, go somewhere, do it all private. We won't say anything, but you won't do it because you need the money. So you use YouTube because it's a free to use platform. And there's a lot of people, a lot of eyes, a lot of potential money. You don't want to get off it. Going on OnlyFans or going on Patreon means you got to actually make content worth a doggone, and you got to keep making it to get that membership money. And you've got to promote it. It's a whole lot of work you don't want to do. You're lazy. You avoid work. So let's use YouTube. Let's treat YouTube like OnlyHands, like Patreon when it's not. Yeah, don't talk to me about dragging you down.
They
Be
are evil
negative and-
psychopaths. They just want
No, yeah. I don't want that. I don't want that life. Sorry. We just want to be. I made my goal. Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
And by the way,
Yeah, princess.
they are in the real life worthless, useless, hopeless, and they can do anything.
Jeez.
I'm sure of that. I know these people. This kind of people, I know them.
Shut up, Salah. Shut up. You're really pissing me off. Shut up. Why are you even talking? Why aren't you walking out of the room and going to play your video games? Go on your gaming channel and suck some more.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not even going to talk bad about them. Honestly, I wish you well. I'm not jealous. I'm not mad. I'm not say what you want about me. I don't care. Like, I really, from the bottom of my heart, for once, there's been times I said I don't care, and I do. But I'm telling you, like, whatever. You know, I'm just worried about myself.
Yeah, it's all for money, exactly.
Yeah, it's always money, yeah.
They have no.
Yeah, and just like you, Salah, you're with Chantal just for the money. You're not with her for the love. She's got to pay you to keep you around. So don't talk to YouTubers about it's for the money when you're around her for the money.
Integrity, morals, manners, nothing.
Yeah. And honestly, I've had some new people here, you know, like who've come from watching Gore World and say, "Oh, you're cool. You know, I like watching you." So those nice people that come in, you know, honestly, thank you for the publicity, because it does it you know, whatever.
BB Monson, thank you. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
They are so damn jealous. Yeah.
Shut up, Salah. You're so jealous. No, we're not. I'm not jealous of Chantal. I got a tiny channel. I'm not even at, 6K yet. I'm okay with what I got. And even though I'm older than Chantal and I don't make the money that she does, I wouldn't trade places with her for any amount of money. I'd be getting the short end of the stick if I did. Are you kidding me? Trade places with Chantal? Like she would be winning and I would be losing. All the health problems that she has stacked up, the damage that she's done to her body, which cannot be counted, all of her vital organs in trouble, her lack of mobility. If she traded places with me, she would be winning. Absolutely winning. She's got no chance of a life. Nah, no jealousy here.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't really care. It's not my problem, you know? Oh, I hate that, Vanna. I hate trying on clothes when I sweat trying on clothes. No, you're not new here, Angela. Thanks, Vanna. I love you guys.
Imagine someone put Avatar and hide like 40 years old doing hateful reaction of someone online you don't even know about him.
Salah, how old are you? Like, I don't know how old you are, sir. You're what, in your 30s, early 30s, late 30s? Chantal lies. We can't trust her as far as knowing your age. But, sir, before you come for the reaction channels, Think about yourself. You're a man in his late 30s and you're living off a food addict, someone who's very unhealthy. Anything could happen to her at any minute. You're basing your livelihood on her, knowing how sick she is, knowing at any minute she could have a heart attack. That's how you're choosing to live, profiting off of her sickness. Yeah, you need to go back in the room and start playing your video games and not say another word.
So immature.
Oh, good for them. If they're successful, good for you. Mashallah. I'm not comparing myself to others' journeys, others what they have.
Not mashallah. They'll get the karma because this is bad thing. It's not
Why is he talking so much?
a good thing.
Yeah, but just wish them well, because if you wish people well, even people who don't like you, that's
All of this is going to be so funny when she has to go back to Canada. Because at some point it's going to happen. She can't hang out in Kuwait forever. All of this is going to be so funny when she's got to go back and she starts cursing him out. It's coming, y'all. It's going to happen. She's going to need content. She's going to be resentful of him, bitter about the whole thing, and she's going to take it out on him and lash out on him. Like all of what she's doing right now, I'm getting a sense of deja vu. This is the same crap that she did with Nads. Like when she was in the room with Nads, nodding her head and agreeing with him. She's doing it with him too. Until she gets mad. Then the whole tone changes.
good karma on you, right?
Yeah, but we don't say mashallah for the bad evil person. We're just,
What do you say? Akfe
it's
uye?
against the rules.
It's against the rules. So yes, guys. Thank you guys for keeping it positive.
I'm freezing, babe.
No,
I see.
don't touch.
Don't be pissed off.
First you come for my pickles, now you come for my temperature.
What the cheese?
The best revenge is to be unlike he who performed the injury. Hey Rachel, exactly, Scapegoat. Like when
Angela L, I know I can't bring blanket, but I just want to piss her off. That's it.
I'm sorry, there's some people I can't wish well. I just want to piss her off. I know what you mean, Teardrop. Like it took me a lot of honestly, like for me to have no hate or anger in my heart for anyone, no matter how wrong they've done me, makes me so much more peaceful and happy in life.
What? You are what? You're what, Chantal? I'm so much more peaceful and happy in life. Yeah. This trip out really showed your peace. You're really zen, Chantal. You are a zen master. You went to Chuck E. Cheese and you were mad at the kids for just being kids. You were angry about the fact that they had the audacity to play music in Chuck E. Cheese for the kids. Yeah, like you were really showing your zen today. Okay.
Like I can't explain how hard it is to do that though. But I still get grumpy. But like what Scriptgo said, I don't want to lower myself because I've been nasty too in the past. Like I've been a really nasty person, but
People change, so
yeah, people change.
Angela L, not really piss her off, just like messing around with her.
Yeah, Squeaky From. I introduced my friend to Gorwell. I apologize after because I didn't warn him how dark and toxic it is. Exactly. It makes you feel like really down. Like when when you just listen to people talking bad about each other all for hours and all day, and what's this person gonna go live now and talk shit about this person? And then it's like,
Well, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? Ma'am, what do you do? half of your streams are about reactors. You get online in your streams and you need content, you need something to talk about. And when you get a wild hair up your butt or not, when you just get bored and you want to go off on the reactors or even the tarot readers, you start talking negatively. You'll go after people for no random reason. And you enjoy that. Don't tell me you don't enjoy that. You do enjoy that, because why? Why do you enjoy it? I'll tell you why. I used to be in a toxic relationship, an abusive relationship with someone who was a lot like you. They didn't have the food addiction, but they were just, how shall we say, an insecure egomaniac, which you also are. That person was also narcissistic, which you are. Fed off of negativity, ate it like candy, as you do. You are an unhappy person. You are filled to the brim with self-loathing and self-hate, just as my former ex was. You didn't like yourself. You don't like yourself. You are not comfortable with yourself. You're very unhappy with yourself, and yet you won't change. You won't say to yourself, I'm unhappy. What can I do to change? What can I do to bring more happiness to myself? No, you let that unhappiness just build up and build up and build up and build up. And you look around yourself and you see people being happy, feeling happiness, experiencing happiness. And it's like kryptonite to you. You want to lash out at anybody who is happy or well-adjusted or has more of something than you have. You're not grateful for what you have. You're not grateful to the people that give those things to you. All you can feel is resentment, bitterness, anger, rage. You're always mad about what you don't have, what you don't have access to. You feel entitled to more and more and more. And yet, when life gives you a certain kind of more, you abuse it. You don't count your blessings. You're not grateful for your blessings. You don't say to yourself, man, I was given a huge cup of fortune that if I had used it the right way, where would I be now? I could be sitting pretty on top of the world. All the stuff that I talk about, I could be about. I could be with great health, traveling, having those adventures. I could be that person to say, hi, I'm Foodie Beauty. And today we're in Italy at this wonderful vineyard. And we're going to go through the process of making this wine from start to finish. You could have been that person, Foodie. It could have been you. It could have been you going on vacations to other countries, showing us different places, having a ball. That could have been you. But you took the cup of fortune and you put poison into it and you drank it down. And now here you are with nothing left. And what you have is all bad. It's all toxic. But you look around and you see happy people, healthy people, and you're not one of them. And you get angry. You get real mad about what you decided by choice to sacrifice, to give up in favor of things that don't matter. You're not changing course. But you got all that resentment, all that rage. And every now and again, when the bottle gets too full, you got to uncork it and let it out. And so you do.
Bitch this, bitch that, like you, F you, like, oh, it's just, no, I'm sorry. We live once. We live once,
Yeah, and look how you've decided to take your once. Look how you're living your once. You've only got one body and one life, and look what you're doing with yours. And so I ask you, are you happy? Are you happy with all your choices? Are you satisfied? Because I don't think you are. I don't see a picture of bliss in front of me. I see a picture of misery by choice.
Like,
And they live actually they live in the past.
oh, in my past, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, well. I have a hell of a past, but hate begets hate. Exactly. No. Sorry. Anyway. So, that's my speech. So now you know, hopefully. I don't want. That's why I don't want anything toxic. Little Josie.
So weird, like when someone verbal abuse someone online and the zombies will clap for them. So
Mm.
stupid, really.
Yeah, but for one person that's like that, there's always like-minded people like that.
Hmm.
You know?
And I hope Salon knows. I hope that he's aware that even if Chantal goes back to Canada, whatever, whenever that's supposed to happen, I hope Salah is aware that even if physically she leaves, it's over. Social media wise, he's done. He's through. They're going to be forever linked because he decided to come on camera and profit off of a food addict, a public food addict. As far as social media and anything he wants to do on social media, he's done. Anybody looks up his name, they're going to find her name and the content they did together. It's a wrap. She has ruined him. And that was a choice that he made.
It's the same mindset, all trash.
Yeah. What wasn't your day? The plan this week? I wrote it down, but I try to make a schedule. The chats are so toxic. I can't believe some of the stuff they would say. Gross. Yeah.
Yeah, Nicole, imagine these people exist in this world.
I'm just glad I don't retaliate or say equal things back. Like, I just, whatever, you know? That's it. Have fun. Yeah, I know, Camilla. That's why I also have to get a grip on my health. I know.
You've been saying that for how long? Has it happened yet? You're a tomorrow kind of person, Foodie. Everything happens tomorrow, not today, not now, tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and then you say it again. I'll do it tomorrow, or someday, or soon, when it should happen now. What if tomorrow never comes? What if you wake up one day and you can't get off the couch? What if you can't get out of bed? Then it'll be too late. You think you're sick now? If you become bedbound, it's going to get 10 times worse, and you're almost there.
I knew someone was going to say that too. Thank you, Belle. But it doesn't mean that's exactly it. It doesn't mean that I have to, like, I have issues with food, but
You've got an addiction to food. I saw what you did right there. You're downplaying it. I've got issues with food. You're downplaying it. Why don't you call things by their right names and say, I've got a severe addiction to food, because that's more the truth. You are an addict. You got a severe addiction that is literally unaliving you. Every forkful, every spoonful, every gulp is unaliving you. Say it. If you're going to do it, say it. Have the courage to say it. You don't want to think about it, do you? You want to downplay it. In your mind and in front of your audience, you're downplaying how bad it is. It's pretty freaking bad.
I'm not going to spend any time I have being negative and nasty, you know? No thanks.
YOLO.
YOLO. I still try to push myself to do what I can to do fun little things, you know, even if it's not too much. I'd rather do that than just being online and
I hate some of the people in her chat. They're such enablers. They make excuses for her. This person, Jen, is saying, no, no, food had issues with you. It's not your fault. Yes, it is her fault. It is her fault. This food issue of hers has been going on since she was a teen, even before YouTube. And she's known about it, and she's had awareness of it, and there's resources. There are people that could help her. She doesn't want the help. So it is her doggone fault that things got this bad. It is her fault. At this point, it is.
Like live streams and just being really nasty. Like, you know.
My best advice, Mark, stay positive.
Jenna, you're not funny at all, actually.
Stay positive and just
Annoying.
ignore the stupid people. Live your life.
Camilla, but not everyone has one the same issue with food at all. And do you have a binge eating disorder, Camilla? No, then you could probably shut it because you don't know what it's like.
Oh, so we're using that defense, are we? Oh, like you don't have the same issue that I do. Since you don't have that same experience, you can't speak on it. Anybody can speak on it. I mean, you are putting it on a public platform. Since you're putting the content out there, you're monetizing it, you're showing it to everybody else, anybody can speak on it. But since you're going to take that point of view of you've never had a food issue, you've never had addiction in your life, you can't speak on it. How about this? I've had a food issue. By your logic, does that mean I can speak on it? Because I will. I'll speak on it all day. By your logic, only those who've had a problem with food can speak on it. So I guess I can. As someone that I dealt with BED, I can speak on it. I know that BED, food issues, they're a nightmare. I wouldn't wish addiction on anybody, even those that I hated. It is the hardest battle to fight. And it's a battle that goes on from within. It's one that people can't see, but it is a hard fight. And food is one of those weird things that you can't quit cold turkey. You can't quit eating. It's not you can't do it. That was one of the hardest parts about me getting to the other side of things. How do you fix an addiction to something that you can't completely quit? Like, how do you navigate that? And I had to learn that you had to put things back in balance. You have to treat food with the respect that it deserves. You can't overindulge. You can't use it as medicine for anything. You can't use it as a distraction. You can't use it as a callback to happier times. You can't use it as a replacement for love or friendship or companionship. That's too many hats. Those are hats that food is not meant to wear. Its only job is to give you fuel and energy and health to go out and experience life. That's what it's supposed to do. Chantal is giving food too many hats to wear, too many responsibilities. It distracts her from boredom. It calms her down when she's upset. It's a nostalgic callback to happier times. When she's mad, she eats. She uses it for everything. She can't. That's why she needs professional help. But I've experienced food addiction, Chantal, for real. And even as someone, me, that's gone through it, seeing someone like you, your behavior is bullshit. Your excuses are bullshit. They are. But as someone that have experienced addiction, anybody out there that's gone through addiction, that attempted to or gotten on the other side to recovery, everybody knows that you can't force a person to do something that they don't want to do. They've got to want it for themselves. They've got to. You've got to reach that point where you, as the addict, say, enough is enough. And unfortunately, you're someone that you will never say that to yourself. You will justify what you do because you make money off of it, because it brings you attention. As long as you get the attention and the money, you say, it's part of my job. It's what I have to do. No, you don't have to do it. It's what you're choosing to do. There are other paths. You just don't want to take them. So you are staying on the path of addiction, and you're going to stay on it until something happens, and either your life is gone or your life is altered to where you can't continue. And that is what's just happening.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicole, exactly. Yep. Yeah, naggy people too might start getting on my nerves. True. I mean, if you don't like how I eat or you don't like how I live my life, just, I don't know, change the channel. You know?
Yeah, that's her attitude, because really what she's saying to everybody is, look, my channel is a fetish channel. I'm looking for the fetish guys. I'm looking for the guys that have the fetishes and they have the money. If you're just some normal person that you actually care about me, you want to see me around for a long time, you want to see me healthy, go away. Because if you have that attitude, that means you're not going to do the fan sponsorships. That means you're not going to pay for fetish content. You're not putting money into my pocket to sponsor me and my addiction. So F off, you cheapos. You're not going to give me any money. Therefore, I don't care about you.
Yes,
But yeah.
Mark, when you be a good person, you'll like influence this on the others.
Yeah.
So they will say the life is still good, still fine.
Right. I just want to build like a nice
Yeah, they won't think they live in forest. There's no rules. There's no worries about something bad will happen to you. You know,
Yeah.
be a
Squirtle says, how can we encourage you with health without making you angry? There's no way to do that. There is no way to make that happen. She doesn't, listen, Beezers, listen, shh, listen. She has said many times on her live streams, this is what I want to do. I want to eat. I want to eat fast food. I want to gain weight. I want to profit off of gaining weight. I'm catering to the feeding people. I am not interested in good health. I am not interested in healthy eating. I am not interested in healthy living. Period. She has said that outright many times. Get it through your heads. She is not committed to life. She's committed to her addiction. That's all. That's it. There's nothing more to say.
human.
Exactly. Probably can't Squirtle because like what like I know like you guys are not telling me anything I don't know.
Look at the attitude. So Squirrel just asked a polite question. How can we encourage you with help without making you angry? And she's giving attitude.
You know? Do you like being nagged at all the time?
So people trying to encourage her is nagging. And yet she wants people to care. She wants the ability to play both sides of that field. When she feels like catering to the feedies and eating out of control and making money off that, she will. And then when she makes herself sick, when she has to go to the hospital, if she has to go to the ER or the clinic because she made herself sick, she wants sympathy and money for that too. Do you Beezers get it now? Do you get the manipulation game that's going on? She wants to be able to play all sides and commit to none. Get that through your heads.
Like, can a fat person just like, there's no truth, Camilla. It's I'm not dumb. I know. I'm aware of my own situation more than you. You don't know me. Do you know what I mean? Like, so how are you going to tell me something about myself when you don't know shit? You don't know me. You know? Like, do you go around telling every fat person and every person who smokes and every person who has a bad habit, do you nag on them? Are you perfect? You know what I mean? Just mind your business, basically.
I don't know why the Beezers put up with her. She is so rude. Why do y'all put up with Chantal? She's so rude. And I'm going to say something that I've been feeling for a long time. Chantal likes to come onto her channel and she likes to use her size as a shield. The fact that she's a person of a bigger size. It's a shield for her. She likes to scream fat phobia and fat shaming. I will acknowledge, Chantal, that there are people in the world that do judge other people based on their size alone. They look at somebody of a bigger size and they make assumptions about them without knowing the person, without knowing their story, without knowing what's going on with them. They judge them based on their size. But they don't take the time to get to know that person and find out maybe that person has a medical condition. Maybe they've gone through severe depression or heartbreak or grief, and that's why they gain the weight. They prejudge based on appearance. And I think that's wrong because everybody has a story, and you can't judge a person unless you know who they are and where they've been and the miles that they've walked. No one should judge anyone based on size. There might be a story there. If you sat down and you listen to the story, you might feel a sense of compassion and humanity and understanding. And you look at them differently and treat them differently. But there are people that they don't want to know the story. They don't want to know the backstory or the history. They look at people of a bigger size and say, because they're bigger, they're sloppy. They're nasty. They don't take showers. They're gross. They think horrible, negative, hateful things about them. And Chantal, I think you, as a bigger YouTuber, what you could have done if you wanted to long ago was break down those stereotypes to a certain degree. But if you're taking care of your health, you might have had people come on your channel that might have that hateful point of view. You could have shown your best and shown them, yeah, I'm a bigger size, but I'm taking care of myself and I'm on the right path. But for those hateful people out there that prejudge, you're backing up those stereotypes. You're backing up those hateful thoughts because you embody all of those hateful thoughts and feelings of people who are bigger rather than break them down. You are everything that those who have those hateful thoughts, you embody them all rather than go the opposite way. And it's such a shame. It is a shame that you're doing that when you could have gone the other way. Shame on you.
Just because someone's fat on the internet, they don't owe you an explanation of their life or why. Yeah, we don't want preaching here. If I decide to start a health journey, honestly, probably won't talk about it for a long time until I'm really into it.
You are never going to be on a health journey. Never. Because you're making money being unhealthy. And it's so much easier to stay on a path that you're familiar than to jump on a one that you're not familiar. You'll always justify staying on the path that you're on. You won't make the leap of faith to another one.
Look at the people who are preaching to fat people nowadays. Look at obese to beast. He
What
sits there. Every thumbnail is like this
what the preaching?
with a fat person in the background, like nagging.
Oh,
You know, but he only made a channel after he was successful. Do you think he would have the same kind of support during his journey with his failures? You know? No. So Camilla, go have a nice day somewhere else. We don't want negativity. We don't want nagging. No, I don't want to be motivated. So
There it is. I don't want to be motivated.
yeah, I don't want to talk about my weight. Actually, I don't want to talk about I don't want to talk about that stuff for like a little while now, you know? I haven't done a weigh-in in a while.
That's because you're embarrassed. Chantal, I'm confused. Can you help me with my confusion? You do content specifically for the Foodie people, straight up. And yet you try to walk in both worlds. Of I can do the content for these people and I can gain the weight and I can destroy my health, and yet you won't go all the way in. You hide how much you weigh. When if you came forward and said, yeah, I'm 550 plus pounds, they would love it. You stay in a state of denial about the fact that you've gained a lot of weight, mama, a lot. You won't get your butt on a bariatric scale and show your weight. Why not? You committed yourself to the Foodie content. Why not go all the way there then, since that's what you want to do? Why are you lying and saying you're 300 pounds when you're not?
So it's like the smoker who quit and nags other smokers. Yeah, do you not think that smokers know that smoking is bad for them and they can die from it? Of course they know that. Hey, Shalini.
the truth always hurts.
The truth hurts. Like, we know that I know the truth. I'm not dumb. Like, I know, what eating bad does. So,
You know what the scary thing about you is, Chantal? That where most people, if they had a medical emergency, a medical event, like say a stroke, one that wasn't fatal, or they got close to having a stroke, that would scare a lot of people straight. I don't think it would scare you straight. I think you might be fearful for like a few days afterward, but then you would feel untouchable and unbreakable, and the food addiction would win. You would have the feedies coming at you. Oh, I know you just got out of the hospital. You want to do some more feedie content? And you would continue. If you suffered losing a finger or an arm or a leg or a toe to diabetes, that wouldn't even stop you. You would just use that as a way to make more content for YouTube and exploit that. Guys, feel sorry for me. I lost a toe. I lost an arm to diabetes. Everything is YouTube to you. Everything is content. Any hurt, any ailment is content. Nothing is going to wake you up.
I don't know. It's not like you coming in here and saying you shouldn't eat that. You're diabetic. It's going to make me not eat it.
You shouldn't say that to her because she'll just eat more of it just because you told her not to.
Oh, like, I mean, I don't know. It gets old, yeah. I don't do that to people either. Like, they'll figure it out. I don't know. Yes, roaming. They are calling me dumb. By coming in here and stating the obvious over and over, it's assuming that I'm not intelligent enough.
Chantal, to be fair, maybe the reason why people are coming into your chat and offering advice is because when you go out driving around on your own or with Salah, you go eat and within 10 minutes you got to go to the bathroom. You got to go to the bathroom like 5 or 6 times within an hour. Or like today, you went out to Chuck E. Cheese, and on the way home, you were feeling nauseous and you were ready to poop your pants. That's not normal. You do things, you show things that are concerning, and people who care about you as viewers, they get concerned and they just want you to feel better. They want you to have more energy. They want you to be happier. And they're just not getting it through their heads that when they talk to you, they're talking to an addict that has already made the decision that you're committing yourself to lack of health. You are committed to the addiction, not to life. You made that choice long ago, and you are denying how sick you are. And as long as you stay in denial, you'll be on that path. The addiction is ready to swallow you whole. And you're okay with that.
To know, I'm not educated enough to know that bad food is bad for me. Like, obviously I know that. I'm not like, I don't know. It's just
Hey, Shalini.
I just want to be like my streams, everything. I just want to entertain you and I don't want
This is not entertainment. You're not entertaining people. What you are is a walking cautionary tale of why it's a good idea to have morals and values, to have boundaries, to not let addiction run all over you. You're a walking cautionary tale of this is what could happen to you if you don't care about yourself. This is what could happen to you if you're an addict and you don't stop the addiction in time. This is what could happen to you if you don't make the right choices. You're a walking book of why you shouldn't do this. That's what you are. But it's not entertainment. It's not fun. It's not funny. You're just a collection of bad choices, bad decisions.
to make it about my personal life right now. Maybe someday that will change.
No, it won't. It will not. And I'm not trying to be hateful. I've gone through addiction. I've seen what addiction has done to other people. There's people I've known throughout my lifetime, Chantal, that they're not here anymore. They died early from addiction. It's not pretty. Addiction and death, neither one cares who you are. They don't care how many subscribers you have on your channel. They don't care if you have an audience. They don't care if you have money or no money. They don't care if you have a cat or a dog or have an oceanside villa. It takes you when it takes you. Understand? It's addiction and death do not discriminate. They don't pick and choose. It happens when it happens.
I don't know, but I really think it's better for me and for you. Obviously, if I only talk about my health journey when I'm very
Let's call things by their right names. This is not a health journey anymore. Hasn't been for a while. This is an addiction journey. There's no health journey here. This is a journey through severe addiction. It's an addiction journey. And we are in the darkest part of the tunnel. And it might get darker. There's no health journey possible. Not right now. Not as long as she's not willing to get help. This is an addiction journey.
consistent and a little ways into it and have a grip on things. Motivational and helpful. It is because a lot of the time it is naggy and judgmental. It is.
Even when people have come at you nicely, walking on eggshells, trying to be nice, you still took it wrong because you're not ready to change. So it doesn't matter if somebody's coming at you harsh or nice, you're going to come down on them if you're not ready.
Because they really downplay, they act like they know more about your condition than you. You know, there's always those people who have that mentality of with fat people that you're just lazy, you're a glutton.
But you are lazy and you are a glutton, and size has nothing to do with it, okay? People can be lazy and gluttonous and not be of a bigger size. You just happen to be of a bigger size and be lazy and gluttonous. That's just facts. You're lazy and gluttonous.
You know, they really just try to dehumanize you and as a fat person. That's what happens.
Chantal, let's be real. You dehumanize yourself. Coming on camera, you dehumanize yourself. You'll do anything for money. You degrade and humiliate yourself by choice to make money. People criticizing what you do is not the same as you actually choosing to do it. You're doing it by choice. You chose this path. You're staying on this path. You're choosing to put yourself out there the way that you are. We're just remarking on what you do. We're not influencing it.
And it's like, you don't know shit. You don't know shit. So it's like, yeah, it gets annoying because it is very personal. And it's something that people with eating disorders are very vulnerable about. And I'm just not interested in entertaining. I don't feel like I owe it to anybody, to a random person to come in here who hasn't lived 30 years with this problem.
Bang. 30 years. Wait a second. Let's do the math. 30 years. So Chantal's 41 years old. She said that she's lived 30 years with the problem. That means her problem started when she was 11 years old. Wow. So at 11 years old, you had a problem with food. And I have heard stories that your family tried to help you and you didn't want the help, but 30 years, Chantal. Aren't you tired of being tired? Aren't you tired of living with this addiction and it's just getting worse? Trying to figure out ways to keep it fed because it's more and more hungry by the day. It's out of control. Aren't you tired? Don't you want to be free of it? Don't you want to know what it is to wake up one day and be free of it? 30 years. Hasn't it gone on long enough?
To come in and try to tell me how to feel about it, what I should do. There's thousands of opinions. I can't listen to everybody. Uh, I've been through a lot. So people saying, well, you should be an inpatient, you should do this. You don't know what I should do. You're not in my life. You don't know my medical history. You're not a doctor. And it gets annoying. Yeah, it does.
As I said, she's got to want it. Even if Chantal had the best doctors, therapists, counselors, even Dr. Now willing to work round the clock for free for her, none of it's going to matter unless she wants to change. And she doesn't want to. She really, really doesn't want to. All she's doing is looking for more people to back up what's wrong, to fund what's wrong, and keep it going. Her food addiction is so out of control, she can't pay for it herself. She literally has to crowdfund and crowdsource out to people on YouTube to feed this growing addiction. She spends like over $4,000 a month for this food issue. If she were to quit YouTube or YouTube were to quit her and say, no more, ma'am, no more channel, she'd be hurting. There'd be no possible way she could work a regular job and make the money that she needed to make to eat fast food all the time. She'd be hurting bad. Her addiction is beyond her. She needs a YouTube crowd to keep it going. Crazy.
Thanks, Josie.
Only people with brain will understand what you said there. Well, well said.
All right. Nagging. I'm nagging now, but basically, yeah, we just want to bees for a while, you know? So. Exactly. Thank you. And I know there's a lot of people, you know, they look at me and they can relate because yes, you know,
Yeah, and I kind of suspect that. Like birds of a feather flock together. People just look for a group to be a part of. And I wonder if there are people in Chantal's audience, they have issues with food. And rather than deal with those issues of food, they use her as kind of like, well, I belong here too. I have issues with food. She's got issues with food. I relate to this person. So I have found the group that I'm supposed to be a part of. And I can stay distracted from fixing the problem. I wonder that.
obesity, eating disorder, everything. It's awful, you know, and but like I said, you know, people come here and they see an obese person and they think, you know, and I've shared a lot and I don't blame people for like being invested, but I just also just like I don't really want to talk about it, you know?
Yeah, because if somebody talks to her about it, she gets caught in her lies and excuses, and she doesn't like to be confronted.
Hey, and
So the
yeah.
problem is you are fat.
I'm fat.
The reaction they are watching is more fatter than you, and they're ugly also. So fucking weird.
I think the problem with Gore World, yeah, if you're overweight, it's a very toxic place to be. I don't know how people like Lucy or other overweight people in the chat, hey Justine, sit there and listen to the fat shaming. Like, I don't know. I don't find it funny. Like, I guess some joke.
You know what, Chantal? You accuse Girl World of being hateful to those of a bigger size, that we look for people to react to that are of a bigger size. But isn't it funny? Isn't it something that there is another YouTuber with a bigger channel than yours, and her name is Hungry Fat Chick? Notice, everybody, that does anybody see anybody reacting to Hungry Fat Chick? Do we see anything bad about Candy? No. You want to know why? Because she's not problematic. She comes on camera, she eats her food, she seems like a nice person. We don't react to her. We don't say bad things about Candy. Chantal's problematic. That is the problem.
Jokes are funny, but like, you know, you know what it's like to be fat. So it's like, I don't know. But you're right. Yeah.
And you know what, Chantal? Even if you were, say, 120 pounds, you would still get the same criticisms. It's not about the body size, it's about who you are, what you do, what you say.
It's weird.
Justine, too late.
And they have the attitude too in Gore World where it's like, there's like this weird competition with them. Like, don't involve me because I'm, you know,
Yeah, simply.
fatties unite. Yeah. You know, it's like they make everything about weight and they put your whole value as a person on how much you weigh.
Not true. Absolutely not true. As I said, even if you were 120 pounds, Chantal, people would still react to you and still criticize you because you're a bitch. You're a hateful, hateful woman. You are disgusting. Weight has nothing to do with that.
You know, it's like
Nustun, Nustun, I know skinny people, they have problems, health problems, more than fat people. And this is true. I'm honest about it.
yeah, I'm not saying being fat is healthy, but you can't just lump all fat people in one and be like, you know, because yeah, there's also thin people who are unhealthy. It just depends on a lot of things. That's what I'm saying. There's no one size fits all. There's no black and white.
Because you don't hide behind the avatar, so they don't realize that who they are watching there in the introduction channel.
You know what, Sly? You're saying a whole lot over there. I don't know why you haven't left yet. Are you like putting in some extra words to get an extra bump up in your paycheck? Be real, dude. You can't stand Chantal either. You can't stand her. I mean, the unhappiness that you feel because of Chantal is written all over your face. She sucked you dry as far as your essence. She's such, you are so miserable because of her. The last time I saw you look happy was when you were taking her to the airport and you were practically hopping and skipping through the airport. You wanted to get rid of her so bad, you dropped her off 12 hours ahead of time, bro. We remember. You're happy when she's gone. She makes you miserable.
They're not fat.
A lot of them are. Inshallah, yeah, little Josie.
How they cancel this fact? It's called the hypocrisy.
Yeah, I know. But we can, that's what I'm saying. We
Yeah,
can say these things.
it's
We've
ve-
said
it's
these
very
things ad
pure.
nauseum.
It's very pure hypocrisy.
I know. How many times have, like nobody
Whatever.
realizes that, Yeah, in clothes it doesn't fit. I don't fit in one size fits all. But so what? I'm not less of a person because of it, like
See, someone said I'm skinny and have high cholesterol. So yeah,
yeah.
how is that possible? So it says weight means nothing.
Mm. Yeah, that's between still, even him, Violet, even Salah. He can want me to be healthy, but it's my life, right? I'll change when I change. And I'm not going to talk about what I do. Like, I don't want to talk about, like, okay, I don't feel like I owe the, like, like for a long time, I felt like I owe the internet. Like, I'm a fat person on the internet. I feel like I have to excuse and talk about every single thing I put in my mouth or everything I do. It's like, no, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of it. Accept you or don't. Exactly.
Taking care your health in a good way.
You know what? I'm done listening to her. There's like 4 minutes left. Screw the both of you. You both suck. You both suck. So, we're done. We're through with this. Nonsense. All of it is nonsense. Garbage. Garbage. It's total garbage. All right, guys, I'm out. I hope you've enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.